Depot.
As an independent tire and service center, our loyalty is to you, not the manufacturer.
It's the tire manufacturer's goal to design a superior tire.
But it's our job to ensure the right tires are properly installed on your vehicle.
A service our family has been independently providing for the past 2 generations. So make no mistake about it, our loyalty is to you.
And the dozens of tire brands we carry, like Goodyear, General, and Pirelli,
Or Continental, Kelly, and Dunlop, well, that's for you too.
because we won't know what type of tire you need until you get here.
So instead, we carry them all.
Because we install them all.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair.
Which means you're 100% covered.
No questions asked.
I guess you could call it family tradition.
Be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. Your
Due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service. Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Vengeance would be sweet for the Thunder.
97-81, they clobber the Thunder. They are the Emirates NBA Cup champions.
But tonight, the Bucks won't let it happen. Our Bucks Thunder coverage starts at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 3rd, our top story. Trump's tariffs draw major response.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Another tragedy on the ice.
I'm Debbie Lazago, looking good out on the roads. Light volume, full freeway speeds, no accidents or incidents up on the board. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. Some patchy fog this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy. Slight rain-snow mix to the north with a high of 39 degrees, partly cloudy tonight. Low dipping down to 19. Right now at 37 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump says he will be speaking with Canadian and Mexican leaders this morning ahead of sweeping tariffs set to take effect tomorrow. They include a levy of 25% on Canadian and Mexican imports, as well as an additional 10% tax on Chinese goods. University of Chicago economics professor Stephen Durloff says it could be a negotiating tactic, but if it's a long-term economic policy, be prepared.
Increased prices, a reduction in consumer well-being, and if anything, a contraction in overall growth economic activity.
All three nations say they are preparing similar tariffs on American goods, which could be the beginning of a trade war.
Canadians who haven't pledged to buy local are rushing to buy both big and small ticket items before those tariffs go into effect.
At this downtown appliance store, the phones have been ringing nonstop with customers wanting to order before Canadian-imposed tariffs kick in tomorrow on American-made Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, and Wolf appliances. It means only the few stocked items they have remaining will be exempt from the additional 25% import tax. Down the street, the Harley-Davidson dealership says they've also been getting calls since they were made one of Canada's tariff targets. And at grocery stores, shoppers have been hoarding American-grown lemons. They're also on the list. Chris Mavridis, CBS News, Toronto.
A UTV crash on Lake Winnebago left a person dead in Fond du Lac County.
The accident happened just north of Fond du Lac's Lakeside Park Saturday afternoon. A man was driving the UTV with his passenger, a 67-year-old from Tachita, when both fell into open water. Both were in the lake for around 20 minutes before being noticed by bystanders. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital. The driver is currently being treated for hypothermia. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Man is dead after a stabbing over the weekend in Milwaukee. Happened Sunday afternoon near 31st and State. Victim 74 years old. One suspect is in custody.
Not everybody excited to see a proposed Buc-ee's coming to Wisconsin. Dozens of people showed up to Oak Creek City Plan Commission meeting last week. Folks like Sarah Shreve concerned the gas station and convenience store would generate too much traffic near her residential area.
It's going to significantly impact the quality of life for the people that live 1,000 feet away from here.
Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, telling WTMJ these concerns are common for Buc-ee's.
This is not the first time that they have heard this type of pushback. They say that they have ways of setting up the ingress and egress from the site, building out the highway interchange. They have ways of dealing with this.
A proposed site, the southwest corner of I-94 and Elm Road.
Crews will return to the Potomac in Washington, D.C. today to recover more of the plane and the fuselage after that American Airlines crash. with the helicopter last week. Meanwhile, investigators have recovered the cockpit voice recorder that belonged to the medical jet that crashed in Philadelphia. The city's mayor now says more than 20 people on the ground were injured. 5 remain in the hospital, 3 in critical condition. This man lives nearby.
When everybody say get down, we all get down. But I just see the plane is getting lower and lower and lower. It nipped the house. When it nipped the house, it hit a couple cars. Boom! And to the plaza, and to the Dunkin' Donuts, everywhere. I never seen nothing like that a day in my life.
Everyone on board the plane, all 6 were killed. A 7th person was killed who was in a car that was hit when that debris exploded into the neighborhood.
Coming up, the streak is over on the ice for a local speed skater. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:04.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
Oh man, take a look at my life.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why, through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now, the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our costs from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:07.
Blockbuster trade in the NBA. Some interesting comments from our guy Giannis. We'll tell you about it in sports at 6:15.
Big wins for a young man from southeast Wisconsin at the ISU Speed Skating World Cup in Milwaukee.
Jordan Stoltz of Kewaskum became the youngest skater to win an individual world title in 2023. At the Pettit Center on Friday, he set a world sea level record in the men's 1,000 meters, and by Saturday had 3 more gold medals to take home. Stoltz tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel how it felt to skate with an audience at his home oval.
Well, I'm glad that they can be able to see me, competing well and doing well at my home track where they can train also. Hopefully that draws more attention and brings more people in.
The gold streak ended Sunday when Stoltz took home silver in the 500 meters. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A hospice scam promising free services. Consumer expert Michelle Reinen telling Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that fake ads, calls, and text messages are targeting older adults.
The scammers claiming that they'll set this consumer up with free in-home services like free cooking, cleaning, home health care. And what they aren't telling the consumer is how.
Scammers commit this fraud by signing up a consumer for care and then billing Medicare in the consumer's name, right? And reminding folks that only a doctor can certify whether a person is eligible for hospice care.
At the Grammys, one contender paid tribute to her boyfriend who couldn't accompany her to the show.
Taylor
Taylor Swift walked out onto the award stage to present Beyoncé with the Best Country Album prize to her own song, believed to be about her beau, Travis Kelce. She wore a sparkly mini dress made with more than 60 carats of rubies in Kansas City Chiefs red. Swift accessorized with a custom gold chain wrapped around her upper thigh with a dangling T charm. Travis is busy getting ready for Sunday's Super Bowl against the Eagles. Swift was up for 6 Grammys last night, but went home empty-handed. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
I'm always curious how the rest of the industry reacts to her, because whenever you see her on TV, like when she doesn't win, she's standing up like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, or for the person who won. And you're like, okay, is she really just that genuinely wonderful of a person, or is she just, is that phony?
I don't know.
She's always out there like mingling with the other people. She seems to be like a happy person just enjoying the moment.
It's not like she hasn't gotten hers.
Right. Oh, sure.
Right? So it's a lot easier to be, collegial
when you're
with your pals
swimming in trophies.
Right. So
I suppose.
6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important, because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
6:11. What do you see on the roads, Debbie?
Not much. It's a pretty quiet ride around the area. We got full freeway speeds, no incidents to report, and road conditions are looking pretty good too. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Patchy fog for this morning, mostly cloudy and gloomy throughout the day with high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperatures in the upper teens. We head into Tuesday, more mostly cloudy skies. High temperatures a bit cooler in the mid to upper 20s. Wednesday, our pattern becomes active. We'll look at the chance for a wintry mix arriving in the afternoon and evening. Could see some freezing rain accumulations into the overnight hours with temperatures in the lower 30s. On Thursday, that system will clear, partly cloudy and breezy, high temperatures in the mid 30s. Then for Friday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the upper 20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
37 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
6:12 on this Monday morning, watching Wall Street. Stock futures down this morning as we await the opening bell at 8:30 our time.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
President Trump announcing steep tariffs on China, Mexico, Canada to take effect tomorrow. How do they like it up north? SNTV capturing Canadian fans booing the American national anthem at the Clippers-Raptors game in Toronto Sunday night.
All right.
So they're not happy. President Trump on the executive order signed over the weekend.
Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street.
For a while viewed as a potential threat, is now hours away from actually happening. Okay, fine. What's it mean for me?
Right, yeah. How does it affect us?
When does stuff start to cost more? What stuff? For how long? What's the upside if there is one? ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Stock futures tumbling and oil prices rising after President Trump made good on threats to impose tariffs on key trading partners.
We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it. It's been unfair.
Trump announcing 25% tariffs on some goods from Canada and Mexico and 10% tariffs on some Chinese goods. The tariffs are set to begin tomorrow. Trump justifies them by blaming Mexico, Canada, and China for trade imbalances and the flow of undocumented migrants and illegal drugs into the U.S.
Eric, you've been watching the stock futures. So the bell opens at 8:30 our time.
Everything down. The three big ones, like the Dow, the NASDAQ, S&P, all down more than 1.5% at the moment. Ticking back and forth a little bit, but everything in the red at the moment. We'll see.
And you feel like there's been instability in the markets the last couple of weeks in particular. Had a couple of big drops and then some clawing back.
And that's what they don't like, the instability. It's the volatility that freaks out the market.
Uncertainty almost worse than adversity.
Correct.
Adversity, we know what we're dealing with. Okay, fine, we'll work on fixing it.
Right.
Not sure what's going to happen is hard on the markets for sure. So opening bell just a little over 2 hours away. 6:14, we've got sports coming up next.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Nary Milwaukee and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
When it comes to your career, you have an advantage. Well, it's time to take advantage. LAK Group offers career coaching so you can identify and amplify your unique skill set, give your career a bump, or get better in sync with your organization. From resume critiques to job offer negotiation to personal branding, career coaching from LAK will get you on the right path. Learn more at transformingcareers.com. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK. Discover your human advantage.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Not much to give you from the game at Fiserv Forum. How about this, Vince?
Here's Edey on the other side. His pass knocked away. It's Green comes away with another steal. He'll take off the other way. And A.J. Green thought about the dunk, thought long and hard about the dunk, but went off 2 feet and ended up laying it in.
Yeah, so still no dunk from A.J. Green.
Why, does he not have the ups, or is that a thing with him?
It sure doesn't look like he has.
Not.
He says someday it's going to happen. Giannis always gives him a hard time. Anyway, that was basically the game. The Bucks mired in a bit of a slump right now. Falling to the Grizzlies 132-119 at home. That's 3 in a row now. And another good matchup set for tonight. So here we go. Got to get back on
another back-to-back.
Yeah. Bucks and the Thunder.
Brutal.
This one on the road, too, in Oklahoma City. So we'll have it right here on WTMJ Radio. Now, the NBA trade deadline is this week, Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. And there's been a couple of big trades over the weekend. One blockbuster, the Mavericks trading at Luka Doncic, the 25-year-old phenom, to the Lakers for veteran stud Anthony Davis. Now, it sent shockwaves through the league. What did Giannis think when he heard the news?
I thought it was fake news.
Yeah, a lot of people did. In fact, people thought that the first reporter...
No, they're not.
Yeah, people thought that it was fake. Like it was actually like a hack job on someone's X account when this first went down. But no, it was real, and it was very interesting. Giannis said that it's a good reminder that you can't take anything for granted when you play and all that. He also said you have to eliminate the double standard between team loyalty and player loyalty.
When teams make the best moves for them and they believe that they can get another player to win now, when a player believes that he can go to a different team and he believes that he can have a chance to win a championship, we cannot crucify the person and say that he's not loyal and he didn't do the right thing and he let everybody down.
So we good?
Yeah, I mean, like, that would be like other teams and stuff, right?
I don't know. Everyone always jumps on everything he says. There's nothing to indicate anything, but here we are.
UWM's second straight loss at home for the Panthers.
Folks into the forecourt, puts up a three. It's high off the window, and the Panthers fall for the second time this year to Purdue Fort Wayne. Final score here today, Mastodons 81. Panthers 79.
Scotty Warris on the call, 101.7 The Truth. Head coach Bart Lundy on the team's defensive effort or lack thereof.
You just can't. You can't give up 81 on your home floor and give up 13 threes.
13 threes. You can't do that on any floor for that matter, home or otherwise. Panthers back at it Wednesday night against IU Indy. Huge weekend again for Kewaskum's Jordan Stoltz. This time on home ice. Pettit National Ice Center hosting the ISU World Cup to rave reviews. Speed skaters from all over the world said it was great ice. Stoltz goes 3 gold And a silver. Oh, how disappointing. You didn't win again. If you have not been, start paying attention now. 2026 Winter Olympics could be huge for this young man, for Team USA, and for us here in Wisconsin cheering him on. A Badger Sports Report. Men's basketball has Indiana tomorrow night after besting Northwestern on Saturday, and the women lost to Purdue Sunday 84-71. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
While some people may fear storms,
when you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words.
we feel quite the opposite. In fact, we enjoy a little storm chasing.
West, we double our chances. East, it's high risk, high reward.
The Bucks head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
So I was in the basement the other weekend and had to replace a light bulb when we got one of those drop ceilings. And it used to be when I'd get up in the drop ceiling, I would be nervous. Didn't want to see any critters. Didn't want to see any evidence of critters. Like, look away. No, that's not what I think it is, right? Yeah, which had been a problem in our home. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. This fall, we had Adam, the Bugman himself, and his brother Matt. Matt works over there, too, out to the house. They did a full rodent inspection, and then after we made sure the home was well sealed up and defended, they actually put a couple of these monitoring stations around, and Matt comes out once a month, checks to make sure he doesn't see anything concerning. If you've seen any evidence of mice or other critters this winter, that's a problem. It will get worse in a hurry. Let's get the Bugman and Queen Bee out to your home or business. They'll take care of the problem you have, give you the peace of mind that it's not coming back. Local, family, veteran owned and operated. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. BugmanQueenBee.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Where we might see someone only as a problem or an obstacle to overcome, Jesus sees a person who needs an advocate. Dr. Michael Ziegler says Jesus is our advocate, but not ours only. If he's speaking up for us, he's speaking up for others too. Dr. Ziegler talks about learning to see people in all their complexity, the way God sees them, this week on the Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield makes vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
621 traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com. Debbie?
All right, still looking at a really good ride around the area. No major delays. Even the road conditions are actually looking pretty good. We're not seeing any problems there, so no incidents. You're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Some patchy fog this morning, otherwise cloudy. There is a slight chance for a wintry mix to the north. The high today is 39. Tonight, a low of 19. Tuesday, cloudy, 27's your high. Wednesday, another chance for a wintry mix. In the evening, a high of 34 on Wednesday. Right now, it's 6:22. It's 37 degrees.
Let's get it going. Busy Monday morning here on WTMJ, Wisconsin's Morning News. Greg Pancake Hill producing the program. Erik and Vinny here with you till 9 o'clock. We got Adam in the newsroom and Debbie on the cars. She'll be back at work today, doing what she's done here in Milwaukee for 30 years.
My colleagues, my former colleagues, who it's just so great to see everybody in the room today. And I will always remember seeing your beautiful faces here today with us. It just means so much to me.
You know that voice. TMJ4's Susan Kim.
One of the best ever.
Among those honored with a Silver Circle Award in a ceremony Sunday afternoon. So the Silver Circle is presented by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, who most notably does the Emmys.
Right.
And this is out of the regional office in Chicago. And the Silver Circle is for folks who have had distinguished careers and a minimum of 25 years in.
Okay.
Okay, in television. and was also a Gold Circle Award winner, posthumously presented to another former colleague of mine, Sean O'Flaherty, at TMJ4 News,
Sean.
who I learned he actually had a job title for the first time yesterday. He was operations manager, they said.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right.
Operations.
Every office needs a Sean, and Sean was that guy who did everything at TMJ4 for more than 50 years. So he was also honored. Jesse Garcia, who's now the news director over at CBS 58, longtime sports reporter at TMJ4 News, was among the honorees as well. So Susan, I mean, what to say, right? The best years of my broadcasting over at TMJ4 were sitting next to her on the anchor desk for a decade and a half.
Sure.
And so I made her do an interview with me after. I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be here for hours watching this, like, you got to bring me some content for tomorrow, okay? So when you came here from Alaska, you were sure you'd be here for like 30 years, right?
I thought I would be here for a couple of years. Because that's just the nature of the business. It wasn't anything about Milwaukee that was bad or anything. It was just the way our business ran was you went to a city for a couple of years and then you moved on. But in the process, I fell in love with the city. The people were really nice. The station was offered new challenges all the time. I met great people, and it just started to become home. It felt more like home than anywhere else I'd ever been. And so here I am 30 years later.
I've always said this about this award, though. It meant a lot to me as a person born and raised here because so many people do come through my hometown. They come in here for a cup of coffee and then they leave. All the people who are honored today, all those before you, they aren't here because they weren't good enough to be somewhere else. You were here because you chose us.
I did choose you. I chose you.
Well, I don't mean choose you. You got me.
And I loved every single second that we had together. And I get jealous of Erik because he gets to spend mornings with you now, and that makes me happy for you.
There are days Erik would love to give me back.
Well, he is so lucky, and I'm sure he knows that too. And you guys have a great partnership, and I'm just so lucky that I got to be a part of that for as long as we had together. It was amazing, and the cup of coffee thing, it just kind of went out the window for me after a few years, because I was like, what else would I really want in life? I mean, it's a great city, a great station to be in, and I had a great partner with you. I mean, it was just, everything was kind of just fit, and felt good.
But people love you too. Like, don't undersell that. Like, people take to you. Every time we were together and out and seeing people, like, they just take to you. This community embraced you.
Well, that's really wonderful. I mean, I'm so thankful that the viewers would watch and support me. And I feel like a lot of times when we went out to places, it was like they loved you. And, oh, yeah, there's Susan.
Don't remember it that way, but thank you.
That's exactly how it was. And I was thankful for that, too. I mean, however it happened. But
it was a good team. Who screwed that up?
You left me for Erik, but I can see why. But it was a wonderful thing, and I'm very, very thankful for today, this award, and just thankful to be able to call a place like Wisconsin home.
That's the reason I share this with you. That, and she said really nice things about you and me.
That's very nice.
It felt like we won something yesterday, right? But because that's very real, and those of you who are lifers here like me, just people come in, whether it's sports or business or what we do.
Hop in and hop out.
Hop in and hop out on their way to other things. And I don't begrudge anyone that, but it's hard, right? You barely get to know someone and like someone, and they're doing a good job, and then they're gone. And so for those who decided to stay, to invest in our community and to ply their trade and offer us their talents over a quarter century and more.
And is a genuinely amazing person, too. Susan's quite wonderful.
As you heard. So congratulations to Susan and all those who were honored with the Silver Circle Award on Sunday. News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average left things Friday down 338 points to 44,545. The NASDAQ off 54 to 19,627. And the S&P 500 left things Friday at 6041 off 31 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. It's WTMJ's Home Improvement Showcase presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Vince Vitrano here with this week's featured guest, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That works out. Gina Della, hello and happy birthday. 100 years in business.
You were just saying happy birthday last month, and I've aged 40 years.
No, the business.
Yes, it is our 100th year in business.
Well, congratulations. Let me ask you, What product or products right now are really exciting to you? What do you love to tell a homeowner that they're going to be getting in their home?
You know what? We are so innovative with patented products. I love the double hungs with what we call the integrated roll screen. What that is, Vince, you open that window and the screen comes up with it. When you close it, it goes away and you see clear through the glass.
I'm old enough to have my dad outside replacing the screens and with the storms and all that, right? And then on top of it, it just looks nicer without that screen there all the time.
It looks nicer. The sun's not beating on it all day long.
I want to ask you about this because I know there are a lot of contractors out there, and many of them will install Pella Windows and Doors products. Why go with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin?
We are turnkey. We manufacture the product, we sell the product, we install the product, we service it. Everything is through us, one-stop shop.
Plus, you get the value added of saying, "Oh, Gina Della set me up here."
That's right. Gosh darn it.
There's a big value in that. You know, every month you and I are working together on new ways that I can promote the affordability of Pella Windows and Doors, a project in your home. Talk about the different things that you do to allow homeowners to make these big investments, but to get the benefit right away.
We work with an amazing finance partner in Wells Fargo, so we truly have a different finance option or one that fits every home and budget.
That's Gina Della from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit them anytime at PellaWI.com. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
This is the WTMJ Home Improvement Showcase presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's looking really good out on the roads right now. Full freeway speeds, east, west, north, south, all over the place. Looking great. No incidents either. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nothing on the radar in southeast Wisconsin. Some patchy fog possible this morning with a high of 39 degrees. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Tonight's low down to 19. And pretty quiet weather on Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 27. Right now in Milwaukee, we're at 37 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Businesses and consumers are bracing for the impact that President Trump's sweeping tariffs will have on their bottom line. Here's ABC's Sonia Rincon.
Legislation is not likely before Tuesday when they're set to take effect. Early estimates from economists show these tariffs could cost families anywhere from $800 to $1,500 a year. American businesses pay the tariffs when products and materials cross the border. And the first place we'll feel them is at the grocery store. Nearly half of our imported fresh produce comes from Mexico and Canada.
Those who work for USAID have been given notices not to come to work today as Elon Musk says President Trump has agreed to shut down the agency that provides billions in food aid and other assistance programs to foreign countries. Pete Hegseth planning his first trip to the border as defense secretary today. Thousands of protesters upset at Trump policies on immigration blocked streets and freeways in Los Angeles over the weekend. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a UTV crash on Lake Winnebago left a person dead in Fond du Lac County. This is just north of Fond du Lac's Lakeside Park. Happened Saturday afternoon. Guy was driving a UTV with a passenger, a 67-year-old man from Tachita. Both fell into the open water. Both were in the water for about 20 minutes before bystanders even noticed them. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital, that driver being treated for hypothermia.
Deadly stabbing in Milwaukee over the weekend. Police do have a suspect in custody for a stabbing near 31st and State on Sunday afternoon. The victim, 74 years old.
Police in Kenosha looking for more victims in a sexual assault case. Brandon Wilson of Pleasant Prairie arrested December 20th, accused of sexual assault in Kenosha. Now charged with second-degree sexual assault using force, false imprisonment, resisting an officer. That investigation turned up child pornography, according to authorities, resulting in 9 more felony charges. And folks who think they may have been affected or have any other information are asked to call Kenosha police.
Free hospice? No, that's likely a scam. Consumer expert Michelle Reinen tells WTMJ.
This is actually happening nationally. The Federal Trade Commission reports that scammers are targeting older adults with calls, text messages, emails, fake ads, and even some door-to-door visits.
Scammer will offer to set up free in-home services like cooking, cleaning. Reinen reminds the public that Medicare does not offer free services, and only a doctor can certify if a person is eligible for hospice.
Helping fighters and survivors of cancer. Trisha's Troops in Delafield coordinating financial assistance, wellness programming, and other care to folks impacted by cancer here in southeast Wisconsin. Executive Director Candace Strong telling Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
We have a wig bank program on site at our organization where we provide wigs free of charge to women going through treatment-related hair loss. We have chemo care tote bags that we provide free of charge to people going through treatment to help with some of their symptoms and relief.
This weekend, Trisha's troops holding a mini wellness retreat with a workout session, healthy meal prep, and yoga guided by cancer specialists.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:34. Coming up, the greatest of all time. Give the forecast.
This report is sponsored by Uline. Visit uline.com today.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:36.
So it's Groundhog Day Sunday.
Yeah.
You didn't want to let this fall through the cracks, Eric. It was Groundhog Day all across America except for at the Milwaukee County Zoo.
This is Groundhog Day, so happy Groundhog Day, everyone. Woo!
Well, it was Groundhog Day, but it kind of wasn't.
Last year we tried penguins. This year we're going to go with goats.
All right.
Okay. That's the executive director, Amos Morris, there talking about what the plan was. Now, this was not open to the public, but media were invited to cover the big event at the Milwaukee County Zoo.
And it was goats instead of penguins instead of groundhog.
Right, to see whether or not they see their shadow and make their prediction for the coming spring.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. The goats you're going to see today, you're actually going to see 72 of them. That is our entire herd here.
It's Bridget Carpenter there. She's in charge of the family farm area there. Ages 2 through 11 are the goats at the zoo. The oldest are Jared and Alyssa, if you needed it.
It's time. Bring out the goats.
Okay, so anyway, the goats come out of their little barn.
They just wander on out, all right.
And they all ran out.
We didn't even get tippy tappies from their feet.
You really couldn't hear it from that spot. So all these goats come flying out, and then...
You making the call?
Well, I'm looking. They don't seem very startled or anything. I'm thinking it's no shadow. Early spring.
Sounds good. Woo!
Okay.
There
All right, then.
I mean, you could otherwise have determined that yourself by looking out the window. It was
forecast.
Totally overcast, right? So,
yes.
Okay, goats didn't see their shadow.
We didn't even set it up that way either. Thanks, Mother Nature. Okay.
So anyway, now what do you want to do?
So I feel like I want to call the zoo and tell them, you don't have to do this. Like, no one is forcing you to do a groundhog thing. Like, it was before the zoo even opened.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, okay, all right.
Like no one knew what to do.
You're
with
welcome,
themselves. And
Milwaukee.
yes, there you go. So, anyway, in case you missed it, early spring.
No shadow, early spring.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why Annex Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
Doing my own project now with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Vince Vitrano here. Just had my friends Katie and Dan over to the house. And what we're doing now is we're working to rebuild a closet in the front hall. It's one of the first things folks see when they walk in. You take the coats, they walk right by it. It is not pretty, and it's not functional either. So we're 0 for 2 on that. You get at the kitchen table. Here's Katie, here's Dan, already at work. They're using their 3D software to begin drafting solutions to our problem. And this is why you go with this local, family-owned company and not some internet closet company. It's about the process. And our next step, options, different designs, different looks, different colors, different hardware. Katie and Dan would love to customize solutions in your home to help you cut the clutter and calm the chaos. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com, Debbie.
All right, looking pretty good right now. We've got full freeway speeds across the area. Nothing major to slow you down. We've got no incidents really up on the board either. So even the road conditions are pretty smooth right now. So no major issues. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Patchy fog for this morning, mostly cloudy and gloomy throughout the day with high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperatures in the upper teens. We head into Tuesday, more mostly cloudy skies. High temperatures a bit cooler in the mid to upper 20s. Wednesday, our pattern becomes active. We'll look at the chance for a wintry mix arriving in the afternoon and evening. Could see some freezing rain accumulations into the overnight hours with temperatures in the lower 30s. On Thursday, that system will clear, partly cloudy and breezy, high temperatures in the mid 30s. Then for Friday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the upper 20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
37 in Milwaukee.
Today at Reagan International in Washington, D.C., the Army Corps of Engineers says portions of the aircraft that crashed last week will be loaded onto flatbed trucks and taken to a hangar for further investigation. Of course, this following that mid-air collision last week between a Black Hawk and this American Airlines Eagle flight that killed 67 people. Authorities now tell us that they've recovered the remains of 55 of the 67 as they continue to go through this process. Meanwhile, victims' families have been on the scene.
Dozens of the victims' families gathering for a memorial ceremony on the runway at Reagan National Airport. That crash between a Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines plane, the deadliest crash in the United States in nearly a quarter century. Investigators now bringing in cranes to help lift the wreckage. So far, 55 bodies have been recovered from the river.
ABC's Gio Benitez there. So, yeah, it's going to take some work. work, although it's not a very deep river, the Potomac there, so being able to retrieve these items should not be as difficult as it could have been had this been in a different location. Meanwhile, what could have caused it? They're still, of course, looking into that.
The NTSB working to determine if there were discrepancies in the tower radar seen by air traffic control, which may have shown the helicopter at 200 feet. But some of the most trusted location data shows the crash happening at just over 300 feet, which is above the Black Hawk's allowed altitude of 200.
Yeah, so the questions there as to where the Black Hawk should have been, could have been, as they continue to go through this.
Yeah, and I don't know that we have any greater clarity today than we did 4 or 5 days ago. When
Nor
this was
will we.
happening.
Right. It's going to take a little bit. There'll be a preliminary report that comes out in weeks, and then, of course, a full report could be more than a year.
644 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
You know where your house loses the most energy? So heat in the winter or the cool air conditioning in the summer. It's the walls. 35% escaping through the walls. Attic is next. Vince Vitrano here for USA Insulation. We can tighten that up and start saving you money on your heating and cooling from day one. 1 day is often all it takes to fill your walls with USA's innovative injection foam. It's way more efficient than your standard wall insulation. Here's the deal. Jeff, he's the owner over there. Been talking with him for a couple of months. And this locally operated company says they go around the exterior of the house. They inject a small tube into your walls, and they just fill it up with foam from the bottom to the top. And you're saving money instantly. How much does it cost? Typical ranch-style home, Jeff tells me, about $7,500. But USA Insulation will work with you to get energy rebates and discounts that can save you thousands. Free in-home consultation. Tell them Vinny sent you to USA Insulation, usainsulation.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Mid-season slump for your Milwaukee Bucks. They fall again, this time to the Grizzlies at Fiserv Forum Sunday night, 132-119 the final. It's 3 L's in a row. They kind of stumbled in that road trip they just had, and they're back at it tonight. Got to get right back to work, and it's not going to be an easy task. It's Bucks and the Thunder. Ooh, rematch of the NBA Cup final. Here we go.
I already forgot.
You can hear it right here on WTMJ Radio, 7 o'clock tip. Our pregame coverage starts at 6 right here again on WTMJ. Now, all the talk over the weekend was this blockbuster shocker of a trade in the NBA. No one saw this coming. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, who's just this 25-year-old phenom, to the Lakers for a veteran stud, Anthony Davis, and it was just shocking throughout the league. In fact, Giannis thought it was...
I thought it was fake news.
No, not fake news. He did have this to say. He goes, hey, look, this is... You got to take every game seriously. You can't take it for granted whenever you play in the NBA. Anything could happen. Also had some fun with it as well.
I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets, to see something incredible. This is what I want. This is my dream.
Yeah, so I don't know what that... He wants Joker to go play from the Nuggets. He wants him on the Knicks, he said. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He also brought up former players that have played in Europe and then also on these big markets.
How was Vujovic? Yeah, great guy. One of my close friends, but I mess up his name all the time.
Okay. All right.
I don't have to be able to say his name.
Great guy.
Anyway, who knows? Who knows what to make of his comments? I think he just was reacting because he had to this big trade.
Exciting game Sunday for UWM. More exciting than they wanted it.
Back goes Fulks to the rim with a left-hand layup.
Scotty Warris on the call, 101.7 The Truth.
Yeah, Scott's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Panthers fall to the Mastodons of Purdue Fort Wayne, 81-79. Gave up 13 three-pointers on the afternoon. Get the sense that it's not going to be a fun day at practice today. Head coach Bart Lundy.
I think when we watch this tape, you're going to have some, especially off the ball, defensive laziness that really hurt us.
Defensive laziness. He's going to be calling guys out. IU Indy up next for the Panthers on Wednesday. 3 gold, 1 silver on the weekend for Kewaskum's Jordan Stoltz. The 20-year-old speed skater cleaned up at the ISU World Cup at the Pettit National Ice Center this weekend. And if you have not been paying attention, start now, because the Winter Olympics in Italy are just over a year away. Friend of the program, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Lori Nickel, has some great reporting on this, and she'll join us tomorrow morning at 6:50 to talk all about it. Badger Sports Report, the women lost to Purdue Sunday, 84-71. And the Badger men host Indiana tomorrow night at the Kohl Center, coming off a win over Northwestern on Saturday. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Great guy.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
President Trump has signed 2 executive orders following Wednesday night's deadly crash between an American Airlines plane and a U.S. military helicopter.
Eric Bilstad.
A student injured in the Abundant Life Christian School shooting in Madison is back home this morning.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Southbound on 43, a bit heavy from just south of Capitol Drive.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
You ran out of time. Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Ran out of time to take advantage of those vision benefits or maybe your FSA dollars before the end of the year. No worries. New Year's resolution. We're in February already. Actually start using your vision benefits for exams, for lenses and frames, and you can do it all in one place. That's Shopco Optical. I didn't even know because I've had good vision for most of my life until recently. Didn't know my insurance would cover so much of the cost, including frames and lenses. And when you buy 1 pair of glasses at Shopco Optical, next pair is half off. So that's what I did. Wasn't ready for bifocals yet, but I did want another pair for nighttime driving. So I'm set. Great folks, dozens of locations in southeast Wisconsin. There's got to be one near your home or work, and a name you know and trust. Call Shopco Optical or get started right now online, shopco.com, to schedule an appointment.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 minutes before 7 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Not too much. Volume's starting to pick up a little bit. Maybe a quick tap of the brakes eastbound 94 from about 76th Street past 70th. Other than that, we've got actually a pretty quiet ride. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition, Vince. As for today, your forecast is going to be a little bit foggy this morning, otherwise cloudy. Slight chance of a wintry mix to the north, a high of 39. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 19. Tuesday, a high of 27. Wednesday, maybe a wintry mix Wednesday night, otherwise a high of 34. Right now, it's 6:51. It's 37 degrees.
Monday morning, Wisconsin's Morning News. Interesting story here. 50 years ago, in a secluded portion of northeast Wisconsin, a 5-week-long standoff between Menominee Native Americans and the National Guard served as another flashpoint in a centuries-long struggle between Native Americans and our federal government. WTMJ's Adam Roberts exploring the occupation of the Alexian Brothers Novitiate.
I would kill that son of a so fast it'd make your head swim. The time has come for all persons in the Shawano and Menominee area to heal its wounds.
It's the first time I was ever under fire.
If you visit West 9711 Butternut Road, 10 miles northwest of Shawano today, all you'll see is a dilapidated stone mansion built for the wife of a Nabisco executive in the late 1930s. But just after midnight New Year's Day 1975, some 4 dozen armed members of the Menominee Warrior Society would storm the building, aiming to reclaim the land for the tribe. By the next day, the standoff had begun.
Be on the lookout for 2 subjects with knapsacks.
The National Guard formed a perimeter, and local police quickly cut off power and water to those on the inside. Negotiations were slow, and tensions were high.
The key to this standoff is the attitude of the Indians inside. Will they give up in return for immunity from prosecution, or will they try to hold out for ownership of the land they now occupy?
I think they would have died for their cause. They were pretty clear on how much they wanted it.
Photographer Al Bergstein was the lone journalist with an unfiltered look inside the novitiate during the standoff. He says agitated residents in nearby Gresham, Wisconsin, began to take matters into their own hands.
Every night, the locals would drive up through the woods. I would say they were within 100 yards, probably, if not closer. And they were firing what I would consider to be semi-automatic weapons. I mean, there was a lot of bullets flying around. I was like crouched down behind the window wall, and bullets were flying, ricocheting all over the room. It was really remarkable that no one got hit and hurt, because the Indians were returning fire to those guys. So it was remarkable that neither side had any casualties.
The standoff would attract national headlines. Media attention led to the arrival of members of the American Indian movement, along with Milwaukee's civil rights activist Father James Groppe and even actor Marlon Brando. As part of documentarian Kevin McKieran's coverage on the standoff in 1975, Brando noted it was an experience unlike any he'd had before.
We were up on the roof and the bullets started to fly all around us, and there was a sudden change of reality. It's the first time I was ever under fire.
The credit for the lack of bloodshed during the standoff is owed to the negotiation tactics employed by National Guard Lieutenant Colonel Hugh Simonson.
Colonel Simonson did not want this to escalate to violence. He was doing his best to keep the lid on the thing, and I think he was doing a good job, frankly.
Our plans are to, as expeditiously as possible, exit those 40 souls from the Abbey.
Do you have a game plan?
We sure do.
But after over a month of little movement, tensions were ratcheting up once again. Memories of the deadly Wounded Knee occupation in 1973 were still raw, and both sides realized the longer the standoff continued, the more likely things would escalate to bloodshed. So on February 2nd, a deal was reached where the Alexian brothers would sell the property for $1.
The time has come for all persons in the Shawano and Menominee area to heal its wounds and to ensure a constructive outcome from this distasteful conflict.
The following day, 39 Native men and women surrendered to the National Guard and were later arrested, officially ending an often forgotten chapter of Wisconsin history. 5 natives, including leader Michael Sturtevant, would be charged. Only 3, including Sturtevant, would see prison time. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Yeah, Adam referred to it as often forgotten. When I worked up in Green Bay, Eric, for a number of years before coming back home here, that was something that was still talked about in some parts from time to time. I'd say, what was that about? Folks remembered it for sure. To learn more about the standoff, you can hear the full interview with photographer Al Bergstein. You can text standoff, all one word, STANDOOF, to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Nice piece by Adam this morning, 6:56 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Air Wisconsin expects to significantly reduce its workforce once its partnership with American Airlines ends. The Appleton-based airline told the state it plans to cut 513 jobs when that agreement comes to an end April 3rd. The cuts include workers at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. A Wisconsin app company is looking to go big during the big game. Shopping rewards app maker Fetch will award $10,000 to 120 app users during the 2-minute warning period of the Super Bowl. Forage Kitchen is opening its 3rd location in the Milwaukee area. The vegetable-focused eatery will open February 1st at Milwaukee Public Market. It will be the chain's first location to offer fresh pressed juices. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show.
Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Foggy today, a low of 19 degrees tonight. Another good reminder that Tri-County Contracting does more than siding, more than roofing. They also do windows. And now's the time. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Landworks. Take a look outside and imagine the yard of your dreams. What do you see out there? Thriving plant life, immaculately edged beds, beautiful, healthy blooms. I got this at my place. It's thanks to Landworks. Take the guesswork out of your green space with landscape services from a good local company, Landworks. Their personalized landscaping plans are carefully designed to make your property shine throughout the season. Plan it now. Now's the time to contact Landworks today, the teams I trust in my yard. Landworks, Wisconsin.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Vengeance would be sweet for the Thunder.
97-81. They clobber the Thunder. They are the Emirates NBA Cup champions.
But tonight, the Bucks won't let it happen. Our Bucks Thunder coverage starts at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 3rd, our top story. President Trump's tariffs are on the way.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Another tragedy on the ice.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound on 894, right about at Greenfield Avenue. We've got a crash there. It's off on the right shoulder. And we also have another one on 894 northbound. This is just north of the Hale interchange. The left lane is blocked with that one. So that's going to start to slow things down. Give yourself a little extra time. Otherwise, the rest of the system is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Type Saver Traffic.
Just a patchy fog possible this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain-snow mix to the north and a high of 39. Partly cloudy, low down to 19 tonight. Right now at 37. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we could see prices going up soon. Now, the President Donald Trump has made good on his tariff promise against the nation's three largest trading partners, Canada, Mexico, China. Tariffs set to go into effect at midnight. CBS White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Trump has argued the tariffs are necessary to punish Canada and especially Mexico for allowing deadly Chinese-made fentanyl into the U.S. He imposed an extra 10% tariff on Chinese goods this weekend, too.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
Canada hit back almost immediately, announcing its own 25% tariff on many U.S. goods to go into effect starting tomorrow.
After slapping levies on its North American neighbors, China as well, Trump doubled down on Sunday, saying he definitely planned to target the EU in the future.
Stock futures are down to kick off a new trading month this morning, raising fears that a full-blown trade war would disrupt global supply chains. The global stock markets are also down. Japan, South Korea's markets down over 2.5% at market close. Shanghai Index was closed for the Lunar New Year holiday and will resume trading on Wednesday.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu en route to the U.S. ahead of his meeting with President Trump. Netanyahu saying that he and Trump plan to discuss critical issues, including victory over Hamas and securing the release of all hostages.
Our decisions and the courage of our soldiers have redrawn the map. But I believe that working closely with President Trump, we can redraw it even further and for the better. I believe that we can strengthen security, broaden the circle of peace, and achieve a remarkable era of peace through strength.
Talks on the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire begin today. Hamas has said it will not release the hostages set to be freed in this phase without an end to the war.
Here at home, it's happened again. Another deadly accident involving a UTV and ice.
A man from Fond du Lac was driving the UTV with a 67-year-old passenger on Lake Winnebago Saturday when both fell into open water. Both were in the lake for around 20 minutes before bystanders noticed them. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital while the driver was treated for hypothermia. It's the third deadly accident on the ice in southeast Wisconsin this year after fatal incidents on both Pewaukee and Elizabeth Lakes in January. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A lot of folks excited, others not so much about the proposal to have a Buc-ee's in southeast Wisconsin. Dozens of people showed up to the Oak Creek City Plan Commission last week. One neighbor saying she's concerned about the massive gas station and convenience store generating too much traffic near her residential area.
Is going to significantly impact the quality of life for the people that live 1,000 feet away from here.
Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, telling WTMJ these concerns are common for Buc-ee's.
This is not the first time that they have heard this type of pushback. They say that they have ways of setting up the ingress and egress from the site, building out the highway interchange. They have ways of dealing with this.
The Buc-ee's could open as soon as 2027.
Coming up, the big gig hints at its latest headliner.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:04.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
America's Best installer of America's Best replacement windows does not have the word windows in their name. Their name is Siding. Siding Unlimited. Hey, the Sons took Dad's siding business and ran with it. Siding Unlimited, the family-owned Wisconsin company, keeps climbing to the top of Pella Windows of Pella, Iowa's awards. Siding Unlimited, one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole country. But better than that, the top. For 4 of the past 5 years, Pella has honored Siding Unlimited as their National Certified Contractor of the Year. You want windows? Pay Wisconsin prices with this great local company, delivering National Championship award-winning service. Great craftsmanship, clean up behind, and leave the job better than before and better than expected. You know, the company with Wisconsin family values. Pride in integrity, pride in people, pride in Wisconsin. SidingUnlimited.com.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox and Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Blockbuster trade in the NBA. Our guy Giannis reacts to that, and I hope we're not supposed to read between the lines.
No, come on.
Hear from him in sports at 7:15.
Yeah, we'll hear it straight from him. Records broken and streaks ended by a Wisconsinite as Milwaukee hosted the ISU World Cup for the first time in 2 decades at the Pettit.
With 18 gold medals, Kewaskum native Jordan Stoltz is believed to hold the longest World Cup streak in male speed skating. At his home oval, the Pettit Center, he tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel,
just a tiny bit more pressure than I would usually have in a normal World Cup. Of course, I want to win and be able to do the best I can in case somebody goes out there and does crazy time.
Stoltz set a world sea level record in the men's 1,000 meters and took home 3 gold over the weekend. The gold streak, however, came to an end Sunday when Stoltz earned silver in the 500 meters. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
So Summerfest is supposed to announce another headliner at 8 this morning. and we're wondering if maybe it's Benson Boone, who performed at the Grammys Sunday night, had his clothes torn off by Heidi Klum, and then he
had other clothes on.
You know, he did, like a jumpsuit.
Unlike one of the other guests.
Then here's the big flip he does. He just flipped off a piano while singing, which is about as cool as it gets if you can do it.
Wow.
Anyway, they texted, or they've posted a tweet or on X saying, "Don't cry," and there's a little bit of a picture.
Oh, and that's
he sings a song called "Cry." It makes you wonder if maybe Benson Boone will be the big announcement here coming up after his big flip.
Why can they do
He's
that,
gotta
but they
flip
can't
at
just tell
Summerfest.
us?
Well, because now we're talking about
no,
it.
we didn't say anything. We didn't, just saying.
8 o'clock, we'll find out.
7:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
But there's no man is terrified. It's the man.
We're on the air in 3, 2.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2.
Recognize my voice?
For people with disabilities, an opportunity can make all the difference. Get help navigating the transition into adulthood, employment, housing, healthcare, and more with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that empowers people with disabilities.
So this job makes me feel very confident. My goal is always to grow myself and learn new things.
Live life to the fullest. It all starts when you say yes. Contact a Thinkability Navigator to get help at thinkabilitywi.org.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here. I want to tell you about my friends at Comfort Awnings in Burlington. They are the awnings and screenings experts. Now, I know I've told you before that my friends servicing all of southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois came out to my home and did measurements, checked everything out, helped me pick out the different colors and fabrics for my custom awning, and they custom fit it to my home. And it's wonderful. I love it. And spring is coming up really quickly now. It's a great time to get your awning installed and have it ready for once the temperatures start to warm up. You can enjoy the shade in your backyard. You can have extended living space. And right now, offer now until the end of February, you can get a free motor with the purchase of any retractable awning or screen. Just give them a call at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
And checking in with Debbie here on your morning drive.
Yeah, I mean, we've got actually a relatively okay ride. Now, we got an accident. Actually, make that two. We got two accidents on 894. One on 894 northbound, just north of the Hale interchange. You got the left lane blocked, too. So that's backing things up into the Hale interchange and onto the Rock Freeway. Then we've got another accident northbound 894 right about at the ramp from Greenfield Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, so something to keep in mind there. Another issue that we just got a call on the traffic tip line is basically on the Rock Freeway northbound around Oakdale Road. This is just south of Highway 164. We got some debris in the roadway. Apparently it's a chair. So be careful. Folks are kind of swerving to get around it, so you do want to be extra careful through that whole area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 39 degrees today with some patchy fog this morning. Partly cloudy skies overnight. Low down to 19. For Tuesday, high of 27. Wednesday's high 34 with the wintry mix possible in the evening. Thursday's high 35 under partly cloudy skies. 37 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
That's 24 hours from now. Steep tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada set to take effect as we anticipate a plunge in the U.S. markets when the bell sounds on Wall Street. That's just an hour or so from now.
Happening today.
President Trump over the weekend signing the executive order.
Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years.
Fears of a trade war escalating and its potential impact, short-term, long-term, on the U.S. economy. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers with us from Washington this morning. Karen, the president campaigned on it, threatened to do it, and now, barring the unforeseen, it is happening.
Yeah, these tariffs would go into effect on Tuesday. He announced them over the weekend, and it would be a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico and Canada, 10% tariff on Canadian oil and gas, and China would also be hit with a 10% tariff. And those are in addition to what was already in place from his first term that had stayed in place over the 4 years of the Biden administration. The president says that these are necessary to stop the flow of drugs, including fentanyl, from coming into the U.S. and stop the flow of migrants. Canada, Mexico, and China have all pushed back on the president's characterization of that and the reasoning for the tariffs. But it was also notable to hear him say last night, the president told reporters, we may have short-term, a little pain, and people understand that. And then he said, but long-term, the U.S. has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. That's a different explanation for the tariffs, not about fentanyl or migrants. That's certainly an economic explanation there from the president.
Yeah, Karen, do we have any indication on when stuff starts to cost more for me, for all of us?
Yeah. The sense would be that within a couple of weeks, you will likely see it first at the grocery store. I think it just depends on how fast. Days, weeks, we don't really know. But that is likely the first place that you would feel the hit, the grocery store. 47% of all imported vegetables come from Mexico and Canada, 91% of avocados, 87% of tomatoes. So, you can't stockpile all of the ones that you have, like the cheaper ones, before the tariffs go into effect, of course, for fresh produce. And the importers are going to likely pass those costs on to American consumers. We saw that before with tariffs the president had put in place in his first term. So, like I said, stay tuned, but this is likely going to be something that's going to hit Americans in their wallets.
ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live with us from Washington this morning. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
The other thing is the exports. And there are a lot of folks here in Wisconsin who export, whether it's dairy or other industries, export to Canada in particular. And they're concerned about when Canada slaps a bunch of tariffs on our stuff, does that affect their ability to ship and in the numbers that they would expect and budget for? How do they like it up north, E?
You want to hear the anthem?
You got it.
Raptors, Clippers in Canada. It's the booing of the national anthem there.
Still a chance for a last hour deal. We know this about President Trump. One of the reasons that he makes these threats is sometimes as a negotiating position, but the clock is ticking. He is set to meet with leadership both, or discuss anyway, with leadership both in Canada and Mexico today, these tariffs, which as Karen indicated, would go into effect at midnight. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Mary Milwaukee and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Use your legs, not your back. Avoid overexertion. Keep a wide stance and wear proper footwear with good traction. Just a few words of advice from my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to keep you from getting hurt shoveling or if you're out slipping and sliding on the ice this winter season. Best thing you can do is prevent those muscle sprains, strains, and even worse. But the next best thing is to have any injuries treated right away by the experts in orthopedic care. You can make an appointment anytime online at orthowisconsin.com, but maybe it's something that just happened or it happens on the weekend. No reason to tough it out and wait till Monday. Ortho Wisconsin's ASAP clinics have hours 7 days a week. You just walk right in. Even fractures, not too big to handle. Pewaukee and Brookfield, both locations have x-rays available on site Monday through Saturday in Pewaukee, Sunday through Friday in Brookfield. Walk right in or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Unfortunately for your Milwaukee Bucks, kind of mired in a bit of a slump right now. He had a rough road trip there, didn't go very well. They've also had a rough time at home here of late, falling to the Grizzlies. You want to hear the best part of the game?
Here's Edey on the other side. His pass knocked away. It's Green comes away with another steal. He'll take off the other way. And A.J. Green thought about the dunk, thought long and hard about the dunk, but went off 2 feet and ended up laying it in.
One of these days.
Is that a thing with him? He just doesn't have ups? Is that it?
Giannis has some fun with him.
I'm sure he hears about it from time to time from the guys.
132-119 the final. And by the way, you got to keep going here. Got to get back to it tonight. Bucks and Thunder on the road from Oklahoma City. We'll have it right here on WTMJ Radio. Now, the NBA trade deadline is this week. It's Thursday afternoon. We've had a couple of big trades over the weekend, including a blockbuster that no one saw coming. The Mavericks trading Luka Doncic, 25-year-old phenom, to the Lakers for veteran stud Anthony Davis. My two boys, my two teenagers, they, kind of root for the Bucks, but they're not like NBA nuts. First thing I heard when I woke up Sunday morning, hey, Dad, you hear about the Luka trade? Like both of them like buzzing around. It's about the players, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, what did Giannis think of the big trade?
I thought it was fake news.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it didn't even really happen, that it was all just fake stuff that was circulating on X. He also says, hey, you know what? It's a reminder that there can't be a double standard between team loyalty and player loyalty.
When the teams make the best moves for them and they believe that they can get another player to win now, when a player believes that he can go to a different team and he believes that he can have a chance to win a championship, we cannot crucify the person and say that he's not loyal and he didn't do the right thing and he let everybody down.
Oh, but we're good, right?
Uh-oh. Are we like?
No, I think.
No, you're tamping that down.
I'm tamping it down.
You
Not a
didn't mean
big
anything?
deal. Didn't mean anything by it.
Okay.
Bucks and Thunder tonight.
UWM second straight loss at home for the Panthers.
Folks into the forecourt, puts up a three. It's high off the window, and the Panthers fall for the second time this year to Purdue Fort Wayne. Final score here today: Mastodons 81, Panthers 79.
Mastodon. Scotty Warris on the call on 101.7 The Truth. Head coach Bart Lundy on the team's defensive effort or lack thereof.
You just can't. You can't give up 81 on your home floor and give up 13 threes.
Or any floor for that matter. 13 threes. Oof. Panthers back at it Wednesday night against IU Indy. Big weekend again for Kewaskum's Jordan Stoltz on home ice this time. Pettit National Ice Center hosted the ISU World Cup to rave reviews from all the skaters from around the world. And Stoltz goes 3 gold and a silver on the weekend. If you haven't been, start paying attention now because the 2026 Winter Olympics should be huge for this young man, for Team USA, and for all of us here in Wisconsin cheering on a hometown kid. And Badger Sports Report. Men's basketball has Indiana tomorrow night after besting Northwestern on Saturday, and the women lost to Purdue Sunday 84-71. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more.
While some people may fear storms,
when you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words.
we feel quite the opposite. In fact, we enjoy a little storm chasing.
West, we double our chances. East, it's high risk, high reward.
The Bucks head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Perfect day on the ice, huh, Pat? Ice auger, fishing rod, portable generator, and that genius pizza oven. Pepperoni's ready.
We've got the value you need to do things your way, like $10 off select Nutro dog food. Get a $10 Blaine's gift card when you buy a Seresto flea and tick collar for cats or dogs. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes, cracked pavement. They're going to get worse this winter. The freeze-thaw cycle, that is undefeated. So if you know you need the work done, your home walkway or drive, maybe your commercial parking lot, it's all busted up. Let's get this local, family-owned company over there just for a free quote. Start a conversation. Here's what you get from Johnson & Sons Paving. We mitigate landmines in your budget and schedule. We don't play the low bid, high actual cost game. We are honest and reliable. Look, if you know you need work done, I'm not trying to sell you anything here. These are the kind of folks that you want to work with. Plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors, asphalt and concrete. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
911, what's your emergency?
My kitchen is killing me.
Who?
My kitchen. It's awful. I'm literally dying. I hate it so much.
It's okay, ma'am. I have NARI officers en route. They will transport you directly to the NARI Home Show to find a remodeler.
NARI?
Yes, NARI. NARI members are the best in the industry. They will save you.
Hire a pro, not a con. See us at the Home Show, February 14th through 16th at State Fair Park. Tickets at narymilwaukee.org.
722, what do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, we have a couple of accidents to deal with. First of all, on 894 northbound, just north of the Hale interchange, left lane's blocked. That means we've got backups back through the Hale in all directions, so be careful with that. We've also got an accident on northbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue, just before the Zoo interchange. This one's off on the right shoulder. Other than that, we got delays eastbound 94 from 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road, and then again right through the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies today. Some patchy fog this morning. Slight chance of a rain-snow mix to the north and a high of 39. Partly cloudy. Chilly low of 19 overnight. Mostly cloudy on Tuesday, high 27. Wednesday's high up to 34 with a wintry mix possible in the evening. Thursday, 35 under partly cloudy skies. For Friday, high at 28. And skies mostly cloudy. Right now, 37 in Milwaukee.
Happy Monday!
It's time to look at the week ahead. Sponsored by Excel Custom Decks.
What a Monday morning.
That's right, the week ahead, sponsored by Excel Custom Decks. Visit excelcustomdecks.com. What's going to be in your timeline? What is going to be in your news feeds? What are you going to hear about on the television, read in the paper, see on the radio?
Why don't you just tell me what's going to be in the news?
Or hear on the radio. Okay, so a story that's going to get quite a bit of attention this week locally. It's the search for the new superintendent of Milwaukee Public Schools. We have 3 finalists that were announced on Friday. We told you about that. They're going to be in town Thursday and Friday.
To meet with people across the district, to visit the schools in our city and our community and get to know a little bit about Milwaukee and give our community an opportunity to get to know a little bit about the candidates.
That's Board Clerk Dr. Tina Owen Moore there. So a little Q&A there as well with some of the public. So that'll happen later this week. Lots of attention, of course, when you are getting a new superintendent at MPS. President Trump's tariffs for Mexico, Canada, and China kick in tomorrow. We'll see how this goes. Right now, everyone's watching the markets. You could say all eyes are on the markets now.
You could say that. I'll grant you an all eyes on today.
That's
Fine.
allowed today? Okay, yeah. All the stock futures are in the red significantly at the moment. So the president says he's going to speak with Canada and Mexico today. Over the weekend, of course, he imposed the 25% tariffs on goods coming from both of those countries. Here's what he said about it.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that. But long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country.
Okay. So, a little pain, but we've been ripped off, says the president. Today's the deadline for FBI leaders to retire, resign, or be fired. At least 6 senior FBI leaders are set to step down in some fashion. The fork in the road, though, comes Thursday for federal workers. Thursday's the deadline for federal workers who don't want to return to the office to accept some type of buyout or receive severance through September. So, you got to come back in the office or they're going to cut you loose. Former State Representative Janelle Branchen's lawsuit against the Wisconsin Elections Commission is set to get underway this week in Waukesha County. Bibi is in town. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with the president at the White House on Tuesday. Tuesday is also World Cancer Day. Black History Month is underway. Big celebration in Madison tomorrow for that. And another event that's going to make the news, just like Marquette Move-In Day or the Milwaukee Christmas Tree Harvest. You want to guess what I'm talking about? It's another one of the annual events that's not really news, but
already
makes
had
the
Groundhog
news.
Day.
Yes. The Brewers will pack the trucks and head to spring training tomorrow. Got to make sure all the baseballs are in that truck, all the bubble gum.
They'll be out with their statistics.
Yes,
we got
all the
48 tubs of bubble gum. We got this many baseballs.
I mean, you could just order it
bats.
from Amazon and have them send it straight down there.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have, chorizo out there loading the trucks. These little arms that can't move.
Which is the best part
Yes.
about you're right. Big week this week in Madison. The Ice and Snow Sailing World Championships start today. International competition brings together frozen water championships. It's windsurfing, wing sails, and kites on Lake Mendota. So essentially, it's a bunch of
boat races.
That's correct. That's exactly what it is. The Super Bowl, of course, is on Sunday. Lots to go, lots to discuss, including the Super Bowl Media Day, which is tonight, as we count down the Eagles and the Chiefs. Of course, we are going to do Super Bowl trivia, by the way, with Tausch all week long.
That's through the week.
Program. Yes. Boy Scouts of America going to make some news. They're going to mark their 115th anniversary, plus change the name, we saw this coming, to Scouting America. Organization says the new name is meant to help everyone, including boys and girls, feel welcome into the organization. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for this. They've had controversy over the years. They've had some bankruptcy issues and finances. Also, by the way, it's not always easy to get people to go there. That's also part of it, is trying to get more people available to actually become part of the scouting community. That is your week ahead, sponsored by Excel Custom Decks. Look ahead to your dream summer by scheduling an appointment today. Call 414-333-1888 or visit excelcustomdecks.com.
Eric mentioned the stock futures. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Watching that with the opening bell about an hour away. Here's where we left things at the end of the week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was at 44,545. The NASDAQ at 19,627. And the S&P 500. All the indices were down Friday. S&P at 6041. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, the commercial insurance market is getting more complex every day. We talk about it week after week. Are these issues concerning as we're approaching this busy time of year for insurance buyers?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here again. It's a very complex market, but full of opportunity right now as well.
All right, let's talk more about what that opportunity is, Jeff.
Vince, underwriting income is up and investment income is up for insurance companies. That's good news for buyers. A strong finish to 2024 and a strong start in 2025 are very important for the insurance companies. And again, this is all good news for buyers too.
Okay, so how can folks who are listening to the show take advantage of this to improve their insurance programs?
Vince, with more capital and better results, what almost always follows is a desire to write more new business. If you haven't heard from your agent, it's getting late, but there's still time to act. If you have heard from your agent and aren't satisfied, there's still time to talk to R&R and get another option and another quote.
So what's the message here, Jeff, then, if you have an upcoming renewal, say in December or January?
Vince, you can improve your coverage importantly. You can probably save some money as well right now. Market conditions are favorable, and there's still time to get a quote. It's not too late for your December or January renewal.
So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, buyers shouldn't settle for poor service or continue to tolerate being uninformed. It'll cost you nothing to sit down and talk to R&R Insurance. If you're looking for a better insurance buying experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Trump tariffs against Mexico, China, and Canada go into effect tomorrow morning. The president says Americans may feel some pain, but it will be worth it. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze with more.
Prices are likely to rise on clothes, appliances, and children's toys, with 85% of all toys in the U.S. made in China. The CEO of toy company Basic Fun tells us the price of a popular toy like a Tonka truck could go up from $30 now to $40 by Christmas.
Donald Trump advisor Elon Musk now has access to the federal government's funding agency. He has been given access to the U.S. Treasury Department's vast payment system. After a fight with the official who oversees the system, that official has now been placed on administrative leave. Staffers at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, were instructed to stay out of the agency's Washington headquarters today after Elon Musk announced that Donald Trump had agreed with him to shutter the agency. This is ABC News.
Well, we got some problems. We had an earlier accident northbound 894 just north of the Hale interchange. That's been cleared, but the delays are still there. On the Rock Freeway, you're seeing delays from before the county line all the way up into the Hale. We've also got an accident. This one is still there at the right shoulder northbound at Greenfield Avenue. So watch out for that. Another crash now on southbound 43 right at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We got cars on either shoulder, so just be extra careful heading through that. Otherwise, eastbound 94 backed up from 92nd Street through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies today. Some patchy fog to start. A high of 39 degrees, partly cloudy tonight. Tonight's low down to 19. Right now we're at 36 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the nation preparing for steeper prices on goods from Canada, Mexico, China, as you heard in the bottom of the hour news from ABC, ahead of plans from President Trump to implement those tariffs at midnight tonight. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers telling Wisconsin's Morning News U.S. consumers could begin to see price hikes at the grocery store first.
47% of all imported vegetables come from Mexico and Canada, 91% of avocados, 87% of tomatoes. Importers are going to likely pass those costs on to American consumers. So stay tuned, but this is likely going to be something that's going to hit Americans in their wallets.
President Trump is set to meet with Canadian and Mexican leaders later this morning.
Another deadly accident involving a UTV on the ice.
A man from Fond du Lac was driving the UTV with a 67-year-old passenger on Lake Winnebago Saturday when both fell into open water. Both were in the lake for around 20 minutes before bystanders noticed them. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital while the driver was treated for hypothermia. It's the third deadly accident on the ice in southeast Wisconsin this year after fatal incidents on both Pewaukee and Elizabeth Lakes in January. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Police in Kenosha say they're looking for possibly more victims in connection with a sexual assault case. Brandon Wilson is at the center of the case. He's from Pleasant Prairie, arrested in December, accused of sexual assault in Kenosha, now charged with multiple other charges. And the investigation turned up, according to authorities, child pornography. That resulted in even more felony charges, and they're concerned that there may be other victims they don't know about. Anyone with information should contact Kenosha Police.
Free hospice. Free hospice services that offer likely a scam, says consumer expert Michelle Reinen to WTMJ.
This is actually happening nationally. The Federal Trade Commission reports that scammers are targeting older adults with calls, text messages, emails, fake ads, and even some door-to-door visits.
The scammer will offer to set up free in-home services like cooking and cleaning. Now, Reinen reminds the public that Medicare does not offer free services, and only a doctor can certify if a person is eligible for hospice.
Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. BestElect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit BestElect.com today.
Coming up, this species could be in dire straits following the wildfires in California.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercier here. You business owner, I got a perfect way for you to freshen up your business. How about a fresh coat of paint? Call your neighborhood CertaPro painter. Ask about their color consultation services. I use CertaPro. They're the best. They're affordable. They're efficient. They do things the right way. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Homeowners, this is the way to freshen up your house like we did. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. That's the guys I trust. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. You've been dealing with it forever, right? That ankle pain or the back or knee pain. It was a nuisance at first, and you kind of just put up with it. Now it's nearly debilitating for you, and it's affecting everything you do. It's time to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that pain that's always just kind of been there. You don't even remember how long it's been now. Call QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain, long-term relief. It is possible. Joint pain doesn't get better with time. So before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for this life-changing regenerative treatment. No painkillers, no surgery, no downtime. QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments are sweeping the nation. Patients right here in southeast Wisconsin. They have a location in Mequon and another in Greenfield. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. And if it's easier on your schedule, they're even open on Saturdays. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 737.
Another back-to-back for the Bucks tonight as Giannis reacts to a blockbuster trade in the association. Sports at 7:45.
You know, we talked a lot about, over the years, the monarch butterfly, right? And helping the monarch butterfly get from A to B, and B is way down south. You know, southern hemisphere kind of stuff in Mexico and all that, like getting all the way down there and coming all the way this far north. Well, unfortunately, a dwindling number of butterfly just got hit even worse now because of what's happening in California. One unexpected loss from the many California wildfires is the disappearance of the monarch. The timing could not be worse, since it was just this past December, I should say, that wildlife officials were suggesting putting the butterfly, the monarch, on the endangered list. So even before everything that we've just seen, they're already talking like they would put the butterfly on the list. Now conservationists say the monarch population is at an all-time low, and they're asking the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to list the butterfly as a federally endangered species so they can start protecting them properly.
So now these wouldn't be, the Southern California monarchs would not be the ones that navigate through here.
That's right. Those are the ones that usually go directly to Mexico.
Yeah, okay.
So they go all the way up to the UP and into Canada, but they migrate down to Mexico. I know this because I used to raise them.
Right.
So, but yeah, there's like a Florida population, a California population, and then there's the one that goes to Mexico.
So California population very low at the moment. The population that even comes up by us, Debbie, has been dwindling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not the news you want to hear.
Need you now more than ever, Deb.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Build out your house or habitat or whatever you have to do there.
Yep. I'll do my best.
This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Test Rest a Beauty Rest Black Mattress at Steinhoffels for your chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at just $399. Add an adjustable base and save up to $900. Queen Beauty Rest Black mattresses start at just $38 per month when you use Steinhoffels 60-month financing. Plus, get up to $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Taxes in retirement could take a bigger bite out of your savings than ever before. With a rising tax environment, many retirees are worried about running out of money. At Drake & Associates, we understand those fears, and we're here to help you feel more confident about your retirement. That's why we're offering a free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to help you take control of your financial future. Don't let rising taxes catch you off guard. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free resources. That's TAX to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Deb, did you see somebody showed up at the Grammys naked?
What?
Or pretty much naked?
Oh my!
Do you have this, E? Is that coming to Erik?
Well, I can add it to our Grammy story. Yeah.
Oh, that was your lead for the Grammys. Come on.
The thing is, he's not exaggerating. She was basically naked.
All right, that's coming up, Deb. Go ahead with the roads.
All righty then. Okay, 894 northbound, right about at Greenfield Avenue. We do still have this crash that is off on the right shoulder. Delays coming up from about Beloit Road all the way up past Lincoln and then right to the accident scene. We got eastbound 94, really heavy from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th. Westbound, slowing down from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then on southbound 43, we've got a crash at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We've got cars on either shoulder. Also backups basically from before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
I can invite you to stop texting watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ.
We're not putting it up.
You're not going to put it up, are you, Pam?
No.
I don't think we can.
No.
I mean, it's that naked. So go ahead Don't text that. We are not going to put it on the live stream.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Patchy fog for this morning, mostly cloudy and gloomy throughout the day with high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperatures in the upper teens. We head into Tuesday, more mostly cloudy skies. High temperatures a bit cooler in the mid to upper 20s. Wednesday, our pattern becomes active. We'll look at the chance for a wintry mix arriving in the afternoon and evening. Could see some freezing rain accumulations into the overnight hours with temperatures in the lower 30s. On Thursday, that system will clear, partly cloudy and breezy, high temperatures in the mid 30s. Then for Friday, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the upper 20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 36.
So the Grammys were given out Sunday night on CBS, and as they celebrated music, they also were raising money.
You know, it's often said that in the darkest times, the best of humanity shines through, and the people of Los Angeles right now are a perfect example of that. So tonight, we decided we're not just going to be celebrating our favorite music, we're also celebrating the city that brought us so much of that music.
Yeah, so they were raising money, which is pretty cool, and also pretty neat moment at the beginning of a band from LA called Dawes, kind of an indie folk band, lost everything in the wildfires. So they played I Love LA to start the show.
Okay, that's cool.
Followed by some legends as well. Some music stars played with them. So that was kind of a neat way to start it. So they raised more than $7 million just in that alone, just by hosting and celebrating the firefighters in the Grammys on Sunday night. Meanwhile, elsewhere,
Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga underscoring the vibe of the night at the Grammy Awards on CBS after the catastrophic wildfires that ravaged the area just weeks ago.
We are LA strong.
Members of the LA County Fire Department handing out the award for Album of the Year, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, which also picked up Best Country Album. That faced stiff criticism since its release. Beyonce addressing the topic.
I think sometimes genre is a cold word to keep us in our place as artists.
Matt Wolf, CBS News.
It's pretty funny. I think Beyonce was genuinely surprised to win that country Grammy. She's like, oh, all right then. All right, thank you. Like that, you don't usually see some of these divas and these stars actually shocked or nervous, but she actually appeared a little taken aback that she actually won that Grammy.
Okay, is there anything else you wanted to tell us about the Grammy? Is there anything else, Eric?
So Kanye West and his wife, Bianca Censori, showed up, and she was essentially naked on the red carpet. So she had like what I would call just like pantyhose on.
Not even.
Yeah.
Not even.
Just see-through pantyhose body thing. So you could.
The only thing that you could tell that was there is the around her where a skirt would end.
Like the seam or the hem.
Yeah, there's a seam there, but otherwise there's nothing there.
Wouldn't it be great if any of us had that confidence in anything like that? Wouldn't you love to be that confident to just be able to? All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go stand out there naked.
That's just insane.
You know,
That's just insane.
We've probably all had better moments in our lives than others, right? Where we were feeling good about it. Never, ever, right? Have you ever felt that good about yourself?
Ever.
Anyway, yes.
This is what people want to see.
Yeah. She's done this before, so that's where it came from. So, yeah, Grammys are in the book. $7 million raised for wildfire relief.
And naked. 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
David Nason here, your trusted Fix-It Show guy, here to give you some essential home maintenance advice. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, cracks in your basement, it's time to call the experts I trust at Accurate Basement Repair. They've fixed many of our listeners' basements, and the results were fantastic. Dry, secure, and peace of mind restored. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. Call them today.
Thanks, David. Accurate Basement Repair. We're not just good, we're accurate.
Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Scuffling a bit, you could say, are the Milwaukee Bucks as they fall to the Grizzlies at Fiserv Sunday night, 132-119. Rough one to lose, and this comes after they've also already lost a few on their road trip, and now they're back on the road again tonight taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's not an easy matchup right there. So that'll be on WTMJ Radio tonight. All the buzz over the weekend was this blockbuster NBA trade. There were a couple with the trade deadline on Thursday, but the big one was the Mavericks sending Luka Doncic, who's a young phenom, he's only 25, to the Lakers in exchange for veteran stud Anthony Davis. What did Giannis think of that?
I thought it was fake news.
Yeah, well, no, not fake news. It was legit. He also had this to say. He was joking about this, saying that, you know what, this is good for us Europeans.
I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets, to see something incredible. This is what I want. This is my dream.
Not sure how to take that.
All the Europeans,
are you good where you're at? He even mentioned some former European players.
I was Vujovic. Yeah, great guy. One of my close friends, but I mess up his name all the time.
Okay. Sure you do. Anyway, so Giannis saying that, hey, you can't take the NBA for granted, and he also said that you can't have double standards. You can't preach loyalty on one. If players can do that too. If players want to go where they want to go, they should be allowed to, just like teams can do what they did yesterday.
Also, Giannis Antetokounmpo messing up somebody else's last name. You get some room there, guy, for what's been done to your last name.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Exciting game for UWM Sunday, but more exciting than the Panthers wanted it.
Back goes Fulks to the rim with a left-hand layup.
Scotty Warris on the call, 101.7 The Truth. Panthers fall to the Mastodons of Purdue-Fort Wayne, 81-79. Gave up 13 three-pointers on the afternoon. Get the sense it's not going to be a real nice day at practice for some of the Panthers. Head coach Bart Lundy.
I think when we watch this tape, you're going to have some, especially off-the-ball, defensive laziness that really hurt us.
I think we're running lines today. Probably some sit-ups, probably some push-ups.
That's not going to be a good one.
I'll see you in the weight room. IU Indy up next for the Panthers Wednesday. 3 gold, 1 silver on the weekend for Kewaskum's Jordan Stoltz. 20-year-old speed skater cleaned up at the ISU World Cup at the Pettit National Ice Center this weekend. Friend of the program, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Lori Nickel with some great reporting on this. Can't wait to talk to her tomorrow on Wisconsin's Morning News. And the Badger Sports Report, women lost to Purdue in basketball Sunday, 84-71. The men at Indiana tomorrow night at the Kohl Center, coming off a win over Northwestern Saturday. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Coming up, the start of our week-long Super Bowl trivia with Tausch.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Well, there's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Visit Pella at the Nari Spring Home Improvement Show, February 14th through the 16th. Get windows as low as $22 per month and doors as low as $89 per month. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year installation warranty. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a complimentary Design Works consultation and Pella Care inspection. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
Accidents don't take holidays, but with Ortho Live, I've got you covered. Vince Vitrano here. What I meant was my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin has you covered. You know you can visit an ortho ASAP clinic every day, any day of the week, but if you've got an injury after hours or it's on a holiday and it cannot wait till the morning, Ortho Live is yet another option. So you start at orthowisconsin.com. Top of the page, you'll see a banner that reads, Need to be seen now. And if that's you, you click Get Started and then start setting up a virtual visit. Ortho Live to provide peace of mind and guidance when you need it most. No appointment necessary at OAW walk-in clinics with hours 7 days a week. Book an appointment or set up one of these virtual visits online anytime at orthowisconsin.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
At 7:51, what's happening on the drive here, Deb?
Well, a couple of accidents. First of all, on 894 northbound, right about at Greenfield Avenue, we got the right shoulder blocked with a crash. Now, we're not seeing too many delays with that since it is off on the right shoulder. Where we are seeing delays, though, is from the Rock Freeway through the Hale all the way up to about National Avenue. We've also got a crash southbound 43 right in the Marquette, basically at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We got cars on both shoulders, so careful with that. Southbound is going to be slow from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down almost to North Avenue. We've got delays northbound on 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue, and eastbound 94 slowing down from about 92nd Street through to 35th, westbound slow from 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 39 degrees today with some patchy fog to start, otherwise mostly cloudy. Partly cloudy skies overnight, a low down to 19. Tuesday's high 27, 34 for the high on Wednesday. Wednesday evening could see a wintry mix late. Right now at 36 in Milwaukee.
It's the week before the super big game. We can have a terrific bowl. We could also have a super jar. But we can't have a, well, you get it. We can't say it, but we can talk about it. This is a super football week preview with Mark Tauscher. Can I say super bowel? No, that doesn't sound right.
What?
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Super Bowl Media Night is today. Big night tonight as we count down toward Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, Taos, so every day this week we're going to do it Super Bowl themed trivia. So today the theme will be Packers.
Okay.
So Packers Super Bowl trivia. Should we get right to it? You guys ready?
Is this a competition? Like, I can't play Tausch.
Well, no, you guys can work together on this.
Okay, good.
Right?
All right.
Yeah, we crushed the Milwaukee one, I think was on Friday as a little precursor.
Yeah.
Before we get started on this, Eric, there's been a lot of Packer fans who are super irritated because obviously the Chiefs are going for a three-peat, 3 straight Super Bowls. The Packers have won 3 world championships in a row, 2 Super Bowls and 1 champ. Are we upset about that as Packer fans, or are we like it's different?
My first reaction to that, Tausch, is apples and oranges, and no offense intended by anyone.
Right.
Like I'm easily offended, I suppose, as a Packers fan, and I'm feeling nothing on this. Just
my reaction is don't care.
Right. Yeah, very different things.
All right then. Here we go.
Do you care?
You're good.
Well, I think one of the things, obviously, our history is a huge part of what being a Pack title town. But I was kind of in the same boat. I know the Packers have put a bunch of stuff out on social media reminding us the three-peat that Lombardi had was about very similar. I don't know enough about the one in the 30s that happened, so I'm in the same boat. But I still think when people look at the amount of championships and who is the king, we got 13 and there's nobody else that has more, even though we don't have as many Super Bowl wins as some people do.
All right, here we go. So speaking of that, since the league implemented a playoff system in 1933, the Packers have played in the NFL's deciding game a total of 13 times. Name the one team that has played for more titles. One team has played for more titles, if you include, since the playoff system, pre-Super Bowl, post-Super Bowl. Is it A, the Giants, B, the Bears, C, the Browns, or D, the Patriots?
Immediately, the Giants would have been my guess if we weren't doing multiple choice. So, Vinny, unless you feel strongly, I'm going with the Giants.
No, I was same thought I had, Tausch. You have to go with a legacy team, an old school team, because of all of those old NFL championships, and many of them were between the Packers and Giants.
Correct. The Giants have played for 19 titles. Played for 19 titles, so nice work. Okay, number 2. Of the Packers' 4 Super Bowl championships, which year did they have the worst record? Was it A, Super Bowl 1, B, Super Bowl 2, C, Super Bowl 31, or D, Super Bowl 45?
I have to think it was Super Bowl 45. I mean, we barely got in the playoffs. I think six losses. I don't imagine Lombardi's teams earlier had more. I know the 96 Packers did not, so I'm going to go 2010.
Right there with you, Tausch.
Super Bowl 1, the team was 12-2. Super Bowl 31, they were 13-3. In 2010, they were 10-6, and in 1967, Super Bowl 2, they were 9-4-1 for Super Bowl 2.
So
we're right.
So number.
I was just getting ready for like some crazy algebraic equation on win percentage from a 9-4-1 compared to 10-6.
Yeah.
So we're right. Is a long way of saying we're right.
Yes, well done. Nice job. Good math. Okay, who has the most Super Bowl rushing yards in Green Bay history? Is it A, Dorsey Levens? Is it B, Ben Wilson? Or is it C, James Stark?
Oh, so it's not overall. It's because wouldn't it have been
you got to
Taylor
go with
or Hornig? Like if you did total stats?
No, we're doing one game.
Oh, in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh man. I think, boy, is it Dorsey? Who do you think here, Vinny? Starks had a good game. I don't remember. I'm going to say Dorsey here.
I was only thinking James Starks because I remember, just it was a really solid passing attack in that Super Bowl 31. And I just don't remember Dorsey figuring.
Yeah, A-Rod had over 300. Favre had a big game. Who was the third guy? Maybe we're sleeping on something.
Ben Wilson.
Who dat?
Yeah, that's great. I almost want to go Ben Wilson.
Let's do it, Tom. Let's go. Benny Wilson.
No, Ben Wilson had 62 yards in Super Bowl II. Dorsey Levens had 90 yards in their loss to Denver, and he had 61 yards in their win against New England. So Dorsey Levens is your guy.
All right. We kind of got that mostly right.
Now, had I said most rushing yards in a victory...
Oh, see, you didn't say victory.
It could have been Ben Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, but what? I guess the other question: Hornig and Taylor. How many? I would have guessed them in a heartbeat because they probably both played in both. And from an overall standpoint, neither of those guys ran for 100 yards in a Super Bowl game.
Well, okay, now maybe I can't imagine my stuff is wrong here, but now you got me checking.
I feel like this is Jesse Nelson on our show, where it's like we have to check the checkers.
All right, well, here's what we're going to do.
I am looking here.
You're going to have to wait till tomorrow to find out if Erik properly executed the trivia.
That's what we call a tease in the business.
Yeah, no kidding. That's going to be must listen tomorrow. Put your staff on it, E, as we go to break, and we'll report back to you at this time tomorrow.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Air Wisconsin expects to significantly reduce its workforce once its partnership with American Airlines ends. The Appleton-based airline told the state it plans to cut 513 jobs when that agreement comes to an end April 3rd. The cuts include workers at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. A Wisconsin app company is looking to go big during the big game. Shopping rewards app maker Fetch will award $10,000 to 120 app users during the 2-minute warning period of the Super Bowl. Forage Kitchen is opening its third location in the Milwaukee area. The vegetable-focused eatery will open February 1st at Milwaukee Public Market. It will be the chain's first location to offer fresh pressed juices. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know Accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Vengeance would be sweet for the Thunder.
97-81, they clobber the Thunder. They are the Emirates NBA Cup champions.
But tonight, the Bucks won't let it happen. Our Bucks Thunder coverage starts at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 3rd, our top story. Steep tariffs loom for American shoppers.
I'm Erik Bilstad. BB arrives in D.C.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got an accident on northbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue, off on the right shoulder. Another one on southbound 43, right about at the Wisconsin Avenue on-ramp, right in the Marquette. Got cars in either shoulder there, so careful with that. Southbound 43 is slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Northbound 41 backing up from the Zoo interchange all the way up to Burleigh, with the southbound side slow from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Storm team forecast for today on our way to a high of 39 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Just some patchy fog this morning. And tonight's low down to 19. Right now 36 in Milwaukee from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Consumers could see prices going up soon. President Donald Trump has made good on his tariff promise against the nation's three largest trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China. Tariffs set to go into effect at midnight. CBS White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Trump has argued the tariffs are necessary to punish Canada and especially Mexico for allowing deadly Chinese-made fentanyl into the U.S. He imposed an extra 10% tariff on Chinese goods this weekend, too.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
Canada hit back almost immediately, announcing its own 25% tariff on many U.S. goods to go into effect starting tomorrow.
After slapping levies on his North American neighbors and China, Trump doubled down on Sunday, saying he definitely plans to target the EU in the future.
Stock futures are down to kick off this new trading month, and it's raising fears that a full-blown trade war could disrupt global supply chains. All three major U.S. indices are down more than 1.5% at the moment. Now, U.S. liquor stocks are down big after several government-run Canadian distributors plan to pull all American alcohol from shelves starting tomorrow.
Benjamin Netanyahu is in Washington ahead of his White House meeting set with President Trump for tomorrow.
The Israeli Prime Minister in Washington meeting with Mideast envoy Steve Witkoff. That a day before Benjamin Netanyahu sits down with President Trump at the White House. The president wants Netanyahu to quickly end the Gaza war and bring all the hostages home, including 6 Americans. But Netanyahu is weighing another round of fighting in Gaza as he watches Hamas reassert its control over the streets and send the message it has not been defeated. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Benjamin Netanyahu is in Washington ahead of his White House meeting with the president.
The Israeli Prime Minister in Washington meeting.
Meanwhile, on the other side here at home, another deadly incident involving a UTV and thin ice.
A man from Fond du Lac was driving the UTV with a 67-year-old passenger on Lake Winnebago Saturday when both fell into open water. Both were in the lake for around 20 minutes before bystanders noticed them. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital while the driver was treated for hypothermia. It's the third deadly accident on the ice in southeast Wisconsin this year after fatal incidents on both Pewaukee and Elizabeth Lakes in January. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, we were right. Summerfest is out with its latest headliner, and if you were listening earlier, you know who we guessed.
And you'll flip for it.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures, open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With colder weather in the forecast and no festivals to attend, our showroom is a year-round festival the whole family will enjoy. Read our reviews. Our store has it all, including the finest lighting and ceiling fans available, such as Visual Comfort, Hubbardton, Tech, and hundreds more at unbeatable prices. I guarantee it. If it's repairs or lampshades you need, we have all that too. There's also unique sports and historical items, neon lights, slot machines, and much more for sale. You'll find fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
On home ice, a dominant performance from a local speed skater at the ISU World Cup in Milwaukee.
Jordan Stoltz of Kewaskum became the youngest skater to win an individual world title in 2023. At the Pettit Center on Friday, he set a world sea level record in the men's 1,000 meters, and by Saturday had 3 more gold medals to take home. Stoltz tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel how it felt to skate with an audience at his home oval.
Well, I'm glad that they can be able to see me, competing well and doing on my home track where they can train also. Hopefully that draws more attention and brings more people in.
The gold streak ended Sunday when Stoltz took home silver in the 500 meters. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Popular travel center being planned for Oak Creek, but not everyone's on board with Buc-ee's coming to their backyard. This past week during a planning commission meeting, residents upset about the idea.
It's going to significantly impact the quality of life for the people that live 1,000 feet away from here.
Now, the Milwaukee Business Journal's Timothy Gibbons tells WTMJ concerns like that are common for Buc-ee's.
This is not the first time that they have heard this type of pushback. They say that they have ways of setting up the ingress and egress from the site, building out the highway interchange. They have ways of dealing with this.
A public hearing is expected next month on the matter. The proposed site's on the southwest corner of I-94 and Elm Road.
The timing of this announcement worked out pretty well. Fresh off a phenomenal performance at the Grammys, Summerfest next. Headliner announced.
Oh God,
Benson Boone will headline the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. July 3rd is the show date. Tickets will go on pre-sale for soon and general public on Friday. This will be Boone's second Summerfest performance. He had opened for Imagine Dragons in 2023. It's the dude who did the flip off the piano.
That's what he does.
Is that a thing?
That's one of his shticks to flip while performing. Pretty good at it.
While singing.
it's pretty cool looking.
8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Vince Vitrano here for Annex Wealth Management. Boy, a timely drop here as we anticipate the markets opening in less than half an hour with everything that's going on. It's February already. January flew by. Possible in the middle of all that was going on, you still need a steady guide for investment and retirement planning. A lot of questions heading into this year. One thing that did not change is the importance of having a plan. Hard to build anything without a plan. What Annex does is work with what you got. And not to worry, they have seen it all. Dave Spano calls it a mishmash of investments. The Annex Wealth financial planning team reviews and analyzes everything. They come back with the framework for a financial plan using fiduciary principles. And what that really means is they're not going to recommend a bunch of commissioned products. Financial planning at every level means this: Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. They meet you where you're at. You can start by visiting annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button. That's Annex Wealth Management. Locations in Brookfield, Mequon, Lake Country, Appleton, downtown inside the Pfister, Madison, Naples, Florida, if you need it, or Libertyville, Illinois. Contact them now or video conference anytime.
Are you ready to embark on a voyage like no other? At Fox World Travel, our specialty cruise desk creates unforgettable cruise experiences just for you. Explore the serene Mediterranean, the exotic Caribbean, or the breathtaking beauty of Alaska. We partner with top cruise lines including Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, and Viking. Enjoy personalized itineraries, exclusive deals, and expert guidance. From booking to boarding, we manage all the details for a stress-free experience. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO, press 2, and mention code radio to start planning.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. You'll make real cash. Inquire today, start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
At 8:12, let's check in on the morning drive. Debbie.
All right, still have a couple of accidents up on the board. First of all, on 43 southbound in the Marquette interchange, we got both shoulders blocked. So just be careful going through that area. I'm looking at barely any delays through the Marquette itself. So at least we've got a little bit of room to work here. Southbound is going to be a bit backed up, though, from Silver Spring all the way down past Center Street. We've also got a crash on northbound 894, just about at Greenfield Avenue off on the right shoulder. Again, not too many delays since it's out of traffic, but we do have a bit of a backup between Beloit Road and National Avenue. Northbound 4394 slowing out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. And then southbound on 41, we've got delays basically from just before Hampton all the way down past Capitol. The northbound side backing up from Blue Mound Road all the way up towards Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of 39 degrees today. Slight chance of a rain-snow mix in the northern part of the state. And some patchy fog to deal with this morning. Tonight, partly cloudy, low down to 19. And Tuesday, quiet weather, mostly cloudy, high 27. Right now, we're at 36.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
TikTok watching Wall Street stock futures down this morning as we wait the opening bell, now less than 20 minutes away.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
President Trump announcing steep tariffs on China, Mexico, Canada to take effect at midnight. How do they like it up north? Yeah, I want to make sure we heard that guy. That's SNTV capturing Canadian fans booing the American national anthem at the Clippers-Raptors NBA game in Toronto Sunday night. President Trump on the executive order signed over the weekend.
Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street.
For a while viewed as a potential threat, it's now hours away from happening. Okay, fine. What's it mean for me? Right?
Yeah, how does it affect?
That's how a lot of things ultimately boil down, right? So all of this is high-level stuff until we start talking, what's the impact to me, to your family? When does stuff start to cost more? What stuff and for how long? We had ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers joined us live earlier this morning. We pretty much put the question to her.
The sense would be that within a couple of weeks, you will likely see it first at the grocery store. You know, I think it just depends on how fast. Days, weeks, we don't really know. But that is likely the first place that you would feel the hit, the grocery store. 47% of all imported vegetables come from Mexico and Canada, 91% of avocados, 87% of tomatoes. So, you know, you can't stockpile all of the ones that you have, like the cheaper ones, before the tariffs go into effect, of course, for fresh produce. And the importers are going to likely pass those costs on to American consumers. We saw that before with tariffs the president had put in place in his first term. So, like I said, stay tuned, but this is likely going to be something that's going to hit Americans in their wallets.
Yeah, because there were reports up in Canada, they're stockpiling on American-made goods, appliances, or other things that they can buy right now.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead, buy a bushel of tomatoes and see how that saves for you, right? From an agriculture standpoint, that's tough. So Karen is suggesting that where we would see it first would be at the grocery store and those prices impacting families. But what we didn't talk about with Karen, and another piece of this for us here in Wisconsin especially, is what about the exporters? Because Canada now is threatening massive tariffs on imported goods to their country, which in some cases already exist. You've had dairy farmers in our state complaining about the markups in Canada for a long time. Hey, we're trying to send them our stuff, and they mark all of it up. And it's one of the reasons that President Trump says, hey, this isn't fair, why he claims we're getting ripped off all over the place. Why do they get to slap all these tariffs on our stuff, but we're not doing the same to them in return? Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Tom Dakin wrote up a number of things in terms of how this affects Wisconsin, and pull that up for you. Mexico and Canada are Wisconsin's two largest trading partners, supporting a combined $25 billion in cross-border trade in 23. Mexico has been pursued by U.S. manufacturers seeking low-cost labor, tariff-free trade zones, and benefits of being near the American marketplace without the higher cost of manufacturing. So talking about Mexico there, but we also export a lot of goods to Canada on that. And I had that up here, but here, our relationship with Canada. Wisconsin exported $8.5 billion in goods to Canada, exceeding the state's total exports to Mexico, China, Germany, and the UK combined. What are we sending them? Industrial machinery, electrical motors, generators, medical and scientific instruments, vehicle parts, and paper among the top items Wisconsin sent to Canada.
Okay.
Some $6.3 billion in imports, including oil and gas, automobiles, lumber, fertilizers, and plastics. Again, that coming from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's analysis. I said Dakin, it was Rick Barrett writing that up for Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
So the expectation is that it is going to hurt. I mean, even the president has said so, right? I mean, here's a little bit of what he talked about. This dovetails onto the comments that you played from the president.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
So, yeah, the expectation is that we can expect it to hurt a little bit, if not a lot of bit.
So are we patient enough to wait it out as consumers, as voters, as Americans? Because even those who say this isn't a good idea still acknowledge there can be long-term. If there are these big trade discrepancies and other places are marking up our stuff and we're not doing it in return, even those who might be critical of this suggest that, okay, that's one way to move the needle if you want to bring things back to, closer to fair in terms of those discrepancies. That said, how long does that take? And what about the interim? This is a president who campaigned on lowering prices for you.
And it's, it's not 100% certain, like
Also
you just said, right? So then certainty, I mean, you've talked about that before too. The uncertainty leads to the market fluctuation. That leads to the scare on the market.
Almost worse than adversity, maybe perhaps worse than adversity, because adversity, you know what it is. If something's wrong, you know what potential fixes are out there. You can identify it. Almost worse than that is uncertainty, right? We don't know what's happening, and that causes the markets to go nuts.
So then there's Elon Musk. So over the weekend, Elon Musk announcing that his Doge program, which has been dipping its finger into the U.S. Treasury to learn more about what we're spending our money on, he says they are wanting to cut U.S. aid, USAID, the foreign assistance that goes through USAID. He wants it gone.
The reason for that, as opposed to simply, trying to do some minor house cleaning, is that as we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it, but we have actually just a bowl of worms.
So Elon is trying to get into that. By the way, there's a whole lot of back and forth as to whether or not he should be able to get into the Treasury Department as is. It's not like he has any confirmation through Congress to do that. He's just doing that, which has a lot of people up in arms. And what else could he go after?
While Musk's team has access, it has not yet gained operational control of the system, and no government payments have been blocked. That could trigger a legal battle since the money is approved by Congress.
Right, so there's that aspect of it. Again, you have Congress involved. That's ABC's Christiane Cordero. Then there's this.
Musk has also said he wants to get rid of the penny, noting that the 1-cent coin costs nearly 3 cents to produce.
Well, that should be an easy one. Maybe you like Elon Musk, maybe you don't. Maybe you agree with some of this downsizing, maybe you don't. But if it costs 3 cents to make a 1-cent coin, that should be an easy one, right?
This has been discussed before.
Yes.
Right? The idea of eliminating change.
Some suggest we ought to eliminate it entirely, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean, who's upset about that? Numismatists?
I don't know.
Triple word score on that, by the way.
Yeah, it's very good. Spell it. No,
Out.
It's more of just as you know, I'm a loyal skeptic of everything.
Yes.
Just wondering, okay, so what's the play there? If you get rid of it, what does that mean? We pushing more digital coinage. What are we doing? Why?
Does Musk have some sort of ulterior
what we
motive?
could use is this.
Right.
Like you just kind of always gonna have to keep your radar up just to see. But yeah, how do pennies do much?
Right. Also, everything else is going to cost at least a penny more then. Right? You're not going to round down. You're going to round up.
Well, that's a good point.
So
we'll
there's
see.
that.
We'll see.
Back to the USAID as well. We were talking. Okay, here again. I think there's a reason to take stock in who are we giving money to, why are we giving money there, all of those things, and that's fair. But also, USAID isn't just blanket giveaways in many situations, right? There are strings attached to every dollar we send somewhere else.
Explain.
And it's used as a diplomatic tool to get other
okay.
countries to do stuff that we want, and you dangle that carrot out there. Okay, well, if we're going to give you a whole bunch of money for XYZ, for your infrastructure or for food program, whatever that is, then just like when the feds send money to Milwaukee or to some other county or to the state, there are strings attached. If you accept this money, you need to follow these guidelines.
Yeah.
That's out there for many of these foreign countries as well. It's used as a carrot to get them to do stuff we want. And if you just take a hatchet to it and it's gone, how does that affect any of those other
How do they
relationships?
respond?
There's more.
Yep.
There are more layers to it than just simply, why are we giving money to everybody? So we'll see as those layers are peeled back. 8:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you see on the drive, Deb?
Well, still have those couple of accidents. First of all, southbound 43 right through the Marquette interchange. Cars on either shoulder, so watch out for that. But luckily, it doesn't look like I'm seeing too many delays heading through the Marquette at the moment. We do have backups, though, from Hampton all the way down to about Locust. On northbound 4394, slowing down around the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue, then back on the brakes, basically from Lapham all the way up to the high-rise bridge. Eastbound 94 backing up from about 84th Street through to 35th. The westbound side is slow from 35th to about Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got some delays along northbound 41 from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Burleigh. And we did have this earlier accident northbound on 894 at Greenfield Avenue. This is out of traffic on the right, not really affecting your ride too much. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
While some people may fear storms,
when you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words.
we feel quite the opposite. In fact, we enjoy a little storm chasing.
West, we double our chances. East, it's high risk, high reward.
The Bucks head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
If you like your door and you like your opener, take care of it. Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company. If you're happy with the garage door you have and the garage door opener, in the business they call it the motor, you consider Lifetime Door Company for service. Just talk with my man Rick Burr over at Lifetime Door in Brookfield. He says, of course, they're available for emergency service 7 days a week. And this is the time, especially when it gets super cold, where things freeze up on you, your spring busts, or your door quits on you for one reason or another. Here's the thing. You can work to prevent that from happening with regular service from Lifetime Door Company. Rick says he recommends getting somebody out at least twice a year, but he knows for a lot of folks, annual, at least that's better than nothing. They'll keep that door going up and down, preventing the inconvenience and the added expense of a need-to-fix-it-now situation. And regardless, tell them Vinny sent you. Lifetime Door Company will knock 5% off the cost of any service right now. Get started online at lifetimedoor.net.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano. John Mercure here. Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late. We're on the air in 3, 2...
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della from Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage, MPG for a truck. 24 city, get this, 29 highway, towing capacity. Payload is big. All the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, Safe and Sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day, and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
.826, Wisconsin's Morning News on this Monday morning. We're flying this week. We headed out to Orlando for the Universal Cheer Association National Championships. Greendale and at least a dozen other teams from Wisconsin will be taking cheer teams out there. But I bring it up just because my son, who spends far too much time in the depths of the internet, says to me the other day, he's like, so what's going on with the flights? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, are we good? I'm like, oh, I know what's happening. You're in your social media feeds and stuff, and you see planes dropping out of the sky. You had the F-35 crash. You had the chopper into the commuter airliner in D.C., then this other small jet in Philadelphia. Planes are dropping out of the sky. You got another one this morning.
Yes, this one.
When we were speeding towards, getting on the air, that sudden stop.
Terrifying moments aboard a United Airlines flight from Houston to New York City. It slammed to a halt just before takeoff.
Felt like it slammed back to the ground. Everyone started screaming, and the plane felt like it was kind of fishtailing. It was swerving all over the runway.
The airline says there's something with the something with the engine there. So there's an engine fire. So they evacuated the flight, and everyone is okay in that situation. So so they're it's becoming like the shark attack story a little bit.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Right? By any objective point of view, this is a series of entirely unrelated coincidences. Right? One's a military jet. I guess the DC involved a military aircraft.
Yes,
that's a commuter airliner. And then you also have the situation, which was a private flight or an air ambulance out of Philly, but a smaller, these don't appear to be connected in any way.
Meanwhile, in the D.C. area, recovery efforts have entered a new phase in the search for debris and recovery in the Potomac River there in Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, learning a little bit more about the Black Hawk and that American Airlines Eagle.
Some of the most reliable location data showing the crash happened at just over 300 feet. The Black Hawk helicopter was supposed to be flying at 200 feet or below, but the NTSB says that the tower radar, which the air traffic controller was looking at, may have shown the chopper was at that normal 200 feet. 5 people were working in the control tower at the time of the crash. 1 person was handling both plane and helicopter traffic, telling the Black Hawk to watch out for that American Airlines flight 2 minutes before impact.
ABC's Gio Benitez there. So they've recovered the remains of 55 of the 67 who were killed. They're hoping they can find remains of the other 12 here in the coming day or two. Meanwhile, the Army Corps of Engineers also says portions of that aircraft will be loaded onto flatbed trucks today.
I'm not hearing anything new on the cause of the Philly jet crash.
Yeah, they do have the black box on that one, so they're moving quickly in that case. That one, that plane wasn't up very long. It came up, it had a young patient who was looking for an organ transplant, the patient's mother, and then others on board, and it went right down after takeoff.
And the video from multiple angles, different dashboard cameras or Ring doorbell cameras, just heartbreaking and shocking. The speed with which that jet slammed into the ground, and then, of course, the fireball that erupted. So keeping our eyes on developments for all those stories as we come up on 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I'm Sandy Max, and it is time for another monthly Monday Makeover.
Hi, I'm Maura from Real Norman Salon in Brookfield. Today, we're going to be talking about a very popular trend of minimalist makeup.
What do you mean when you say minimalist?
Well, you want to look put together, but not necessarily overdone. Some people might do for the days they're off or running errands, but some people might like this look for an everyday look, too.
That's kind of me. I guess I'm not really a girly girl. I do want to look, like you said, put together and professional, but not necessarily glam.
Well, it all starts with prepping your base. Your foundation and your makeup's only going to look as good as the skin underneath. So at the very basic, cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and sunscreen, that will give your skin that nice healthy glow, and everything will just lay nicer after that.
I was always skeptical of toner, but it really is essential.
Yeah, your skin's going to look a lot more glowy, a lot more healthy, and you'll find that you might not want as much makeup on because your skin's just looking really good. Select your base. One is our Beauty Balm. It's called Powder Base. We've had it in our line since the 1930s, and it's basically a cream makeup that's a little bit thicker, but if you apply it really lightly, it just evens everything out nicely, and it's zinc oxide based, so you get that natural sun protection as well. The powder foundation is good for those girls that want something that's more of that like soft matte finish, and you can apply it very versatily, so you can use it very sheer or a little bit more full coverage as well. One of the other options people like for that, it's called CC Cream. It stands for Complexion Corrector. It has the pigments in that just even out that tone of your skin, and it kind of adjusts to your skin tone. So if you lose a little color in the winter but get a little bit more tan in the summer, you usually don't have to switch shades, which is really nice. We still want the eyes to be your focal point. Using just neutral shades that will enhance your eye color, as well as maybe a little eyeliner and mascara to make your eyes pop. Then we'll talk about your brows. Brows are the frame for your whole face. So even if you just lightly fill them in with a little powder or just coat your hairs with a little brow gel that matches your brow hairs, that will really frame the whole face, and it honestly makes such a big difference.
Call Merle Norman or book online at mnsalonbrookfield.com.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Just past 8:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 3rd, our top story, preparing for a price jump at the grocery store.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The Wall Street numbers open in the red.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Just an accident left over on 894 northbound at Greenfield Avenue off on the right shoulder. Other than that, we got delays eastbound 94 from 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up as well from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 a little heavy south of Hampton, down past Capitol Drive towards Center Street. Northbound on 41, we've got on and off breaks basically from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy skies today after we get through some patchy fog this morning. High of 39 degrees, 19 the low tonight under partly cloudy skies. Right now, Milwaukee's still at 36. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we'll start with news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Opening bell just minutes ago. How we doing, E?
As of now, everything in the red. The Dow is down 421. That's nearly 1%. The NASDAQ was down more than 2% right when the bells rang. Now it's down 1.94, so down 380, 1.94%. And the S&P is down nearly 1.5%, down 84 as they just get underway in reaction to the tariff news.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. This all coming off the news as the nation prepares for steeper prices on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China ahead of plans by President Trump to implement tariffs that are set to begin at midnight tonight. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers telling Wisconsin's Morning News U.S. consumers will probably see hikes first at the grocery store.
47% of all imported vegetables come from Mexico and Canada, 91% of avocados, 87% of tomatoes. Importers are going to likely pass those costs on to American consumers. So stay tuned, but this is likely going to be something that's going to hit Americans in their wallets.
President Trump is set to meet with Canadian and Mexican leaders later this morning.
Coming up, it's happened again now. Another deadly accident on the ice.
A man from Fond du Lac was driving the UTV with a 67-year-old passenger on Lake Winnebago Saturday when both fell into open water. Both were in the lake for around 20 minutes before bystanders noticed them. The 67-year-old later died at the hospital while the driver was treated for hypothermia. It's the third deadly accident on the ice in southeast Wisconsin this year after fatal incidents on both Pewaukee and Elizabeth Lakes in January. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Man dead after a stabbing Sunday afternoon. Milwaukee police found the 74-year-old victim, 31st and State. About 3 o'clock, 37-year-old suspect in custody, charges pending.
Police in Kenosha are looking for more victims in a sexual assault case. Brandon Wilson of Pleasant Prairie, arrested in December for sexual assault in Kenosha, now charged with second-degree sexual assault using force. The investigation then turned up child pornography, resulting in 9 more felony charges for Wilson.
Records broken, streaks ended by a Wisconsinite as Milwaukee hosted the the ISU World Cup for speed skating. First time we did that in 2 decades.
With 18 gold medals, Kewaskum native Jordan Stoltz is believed to hold the longest World Cup streak in male speed skating. At his home oval, the Pettit Center, he tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel,
just a tiny bit more pressure than I would usually have in a normal World Cup. Of course, I want to win and be able to do the best I can in case somebody goes out there and does a crazy time.
Stoltz set a world sea level record in the men's 1,000 meters and took home 3 gold over the weekend. The gold streak, however, came to an end Sunday when Stoltz earned silver in the 500 meters. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burkier here. Painting is the easiest way to breathe new life into your home. I know because we did it with CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Let the pros there help you choose the right color to your home. You're going to love it for years to come. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painter. Ask about their color consultation services. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. It starts with just a nuisance, right? That ankle pain or the joint pain in your hips, and you just kind of put up with it, and you live with it year in, year out, and then eventually you're having trouble getting up the stairs, or you're getting out of the car, or doing anything with your kids or grandkids. It gets worse and worse, and you forget how long that pain has always just kind of been there. QC Kinetics can help you. It's groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. It's long-term relief, and it's now possible. You don't need surgery. You don't need to have all types of drugs, and you don't need downtime. QC Kinetics can do it. They have locations in Greenfield and in Mequon. The time is now. Just like thousands of others of patients will tell you, don't wait. Make the call. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics and get your free consultation. Learn if this is right for you. They're even open on Saturdays. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
That's the opening bell on Wall Street just about 10 minutes ago as we watch the markets on news that President Trump plans to impose steep tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and additional tariffs on China set to go into effect at midnight tonight. What do you see?
So the NASDAQ, when the bell first rang, dropped more than 2%. The S&P was down more than 1.5%, and the Dow dropped about 550 points. Right now, there's been a slight rebound, if you will. The Dow is still down more than 1%, down 491. The NASDAQ down 1.72%, down 338, and the S&P is down 1.39%. So,
not
as
great,
expected,
but
down. Right at the moment, you wondered if it was going to be a lot worse, just judging how the futures looked for a while there.
Another way that impacts folks now, obviously, if you're nearing retirement and you're counting on those payouts for your investments, your 401k, right? If you're 10 years from retirement, don't bother looking, right? One of those days, right? But if you are counting on that, you're on a fixed income, you're counting on these things paying off now. There is that. You and me, many families listening right now, got kids going to college. Your investment plans for them, for their college education. How does that affect that in the short term? In the long term, does this ultimately turn out okay? Like, that remains unseen. But it appears like off the opening bell, avoided just a massive slide.
Just hitting a cliff where the circuit breaker is going into effect or anything like that. Nothing like that as of yet.
8:41 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, let's do some traffic right here.
Okay, well, we got eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange all the way to 35th Street. The westbound side slowing down from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43, got some backups from Capitol Drive heading down towards Center Street. Beyond that, everything is clear through the Marquette, so we're looking good there. Northbound 894, still have that accident there up on the board at Greenfield Avenue off on the right shoulder. Pretty much all the other delays have pretty much eased up. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Score big savings during Menard's Super Sale. Get ready for game day with a 2-pound tub of braided pretzel twists. On sale for just $5.49. Assorted flavors of Sprecher Craft Soda in 16-ounce bottles are only $3.99 a 4-pack. Plus, save big on party tableware, chairs, grills, coolers, small appliances, and much more for game day get-togethers. Check the weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals going on now.
Save big money at Menards.
Migraine headaches once a month, now virtually gone with regular care from Connect Chiropractic. Vince Vitrano here sharing a story from one of my fellow patients at Connect Chiro, talking with MJ, and she had been struggling with these debilitating migraines. I know that resonates with some of you. And she's got that under control after working with Dr. Alex Young and his team. And here's the thing, she'd done chiropractic before, and it was helping her. But she just couldn't get past the neck cracking. It was a barrier for her. So she stopped going to the chiropractor, stopped getting the care that she knew was going to help her until she joined Connect Chiropractic, because they do it different. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Docs use a special tool. It's pain-free and effective. They use it for all the adjustments. Imagine getting your migraines under control and back to better health. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa, or get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Lots happening on this Monday morning. Wisconsin's Morning News. So she'll be back at work today. Ho-hum, doing what she's done for the last 30 years in Milwaukee.
My colleagues, my former colleagues, who it's just so great to see everybody in the room today. And I will always remember seeing your beautiful faces here today with us. It just means so much to me.
You know that voice.
Oh, yeah.
Your friend and mine, and so many others as well. TMJ4 Susan Kim.
Yes.
She was among those honored with a Silver Circle Award in a ceremony Sunday afternoon here in Milwaukee. So Silver Circle E is a television thing. It's presented by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, who most people know are the folks who do the Emmys. Okay, in the local chapter out of Chicago. Yeah, there are a series of regions as well, and they've honored Susan and a number of others with the Silver Circle. That's distinguished service, and also you got to have a minimum 25 years in, and then you become eligible for this award in television. A couple other names you might recognize locally: Jesse Garcia, longtime TMJ4 sports reporter, and now news director at CBS 58. Jesse also Silver Circle Award recipient. Sean O'Flaherty, whom you and I know from our days, and most folks wouldn't, but he was a behind-the-scenes guy at TMJ4 for many years. I learned he actually had a job title.
No.
Right.
Not just jack of all trades?
Yes, he was WTMJ Operations Manager, which I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say like what his job was, because this cat did everything. And Sean sadly passed away earlier this year. The story behind the story, and I've meant to check the legitimacy of this, but what we heard was that Sean, who received a Gold Circle Award, 50-plus years, and all of them at WTMJ, that Sean refused to accept the award, which I didn't know you couldn't do that. You could do that, right? He's like, no,
I will not receive this.
You know, Sean, like, not interested.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Just doing my job.
Well, sorry, Sean. Now that you've passed, everyone got to celebrate you in the way that you so strongly deserved.
Absolutely.
So back to Susan. She, humble as always, and she's just beloved by so many people, including me. I spent the best years of my career sitting next to her on the anchor desk, and so I made her do an interview with me, a little post-game interview. So when you came here from Alaska, you were sure you'd be here for like 30 years, right?
I thought I would be here for a couple of years. Because that's just the nature of the business. It wasn't anything about Milwaukee that was bad or anything. It was just the way our business ran was you went to a city for a couple of years and then you moved on. But in the process, I fell in love with the city. The people were really nice. The station was offered new challenges all the time. I met great people, and it just started to become home. It felt more like home than anywhere else I'd ever been. And so here I am 30 years later.
I've always said this about this award, though. It meant a lot to me as a person born and raised here, because so many people do come through my hometown. They come in here for a cup of coffee and then they leave. All the people who are honored today, all those before you, they aren't here because they weren't good enough to be somewhere else. You were here because you chose us.
I did choose you. I chose you.
Well, I don't mean choose you. You got me.
And I loved every single second that we had together. And I get jealous of Erik because he gets to spend mornings with you now, and that makes me happy for you.
There are days Erik would love to give me back.
Well, he is so lucky, and I'm sure he knows that too. And you guys have a great partnership, and I'm just so lucky that I got to be a part of that for as long as we had together. It was amazing, and the cup of coffee thing, it just kind of went out the window for me after a few years, because I was like, what else would I really want in life? I mean, it's a great city, a great station to be in, and I had a great partner with you. I mean, it was just, everything was kind of just fit, and felt good.
But people love you too. Like, don't undersell that. Like, people take to you. Every time we were together and out and seeing people, like, they just take to you. This community embraced you.
Well, that's really wonderful. I mean, I'm so thankful that the viewers would watch and support me. And I feel like a lot of times when we went out to places, it was like they loved you. And, oh, yeah, there's Susan.
Don't remember it that way, but thank you.
That's exactly how it was. And I was thankful for that, too. I mean, however it happened. But
it was a good team. Who screwed that up?
You left me for Erik, but I can see why. But it was a wonderful thing, and I'm very, very thankful for today, this award, and just thankful to be able to call a place like Wisconsin home.
Well, I love you, E, but the view's not as good. I got to tell you that.
No, I understand.
And you understand.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll say this about Susan as well that I always respect. I mean, she's at the point in her career where if any point now she wanted to coast a little bit and be like, I'm Susan Kim. I don't do this.
Right.
I don't do that. And that is the exact opposite of her character and her work ethic. When we were on stories together, she would, I felt this constant pressure because, like, Ryder Cup, for example, we're up there, we do our show field anchored live from the driving range at the Ryder Cup and whatever, and you're already hours into your day. And she'd say, like, okay, well, so today I've got this lined up, and I'm going to talk to this guy, and I'm going to do this thing, and then we're going to go over here, and then I'm going to do this, and then what do you got? I'm like, I'm not that much, actually. Okay, so that's how hard we're working today. So just an amazing person and a great career, and congrats to all the winners. I'll mention this other guy, Jerry Burke. I started my television career at WFRV TV, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, Green Bay, and Jerry at the time was the Fox Valley reporter for WBAY Channel 2.
Okay.
And folks who vacation up there, or if you're listening to us up that way, everybody knows Jerry Burke. And I would liken him to Nick Bohr over at 12 right now.
Okay. He's got a really good run.
Right? One of these guys who has not ascended to the anchor desk or chosen that path. Just, I'm happy here reporting the news on the streets where the action is, and they're just great journalists. And Jerry was there when I was starting my career. So you go out to breaking news, and Jerry's running circles around you. He's got all this information. He's got all this stuff, and the office is calling back to Vinny, going like, well, Jerry Burke was reporting. I'm like, well, that's because he's an actual adult. I'm a child. I'm out of college a year. What do I know? And, you know, the profession was well served by people like Jerry, like Nick, whom I mentioned, and others who've chosen to continue doing that. And in Jerry's case in the Fox Valley, others here in Milwaukee. Susan, many people just through, and I don't begrudge them anything. They're not from here. They don't have connections to here. They come in, you just start to like them, and off they go. Whether it's in business, whether it's in sports, great athletes, you know, going somewhere else that's not Milwaukee. And for me, I always felt a little slighted, like, oh, what, we weren't good enough for you, huh? But for those folks who are talented enough to have gone somewhere else and have chosen to do their careers here and to continue to share their talents with us, we are grateful. And congrats again to Susan. She couldn't have been nicer. I feel like you and I won an award.
Right? Yeah, I feel really good about that.
We had a lot to do with that.
I'm curious, though, when she says she's jealous of me, is that a compliment to you or a shot at her current anchor? I don't know.
Sorry, Shammy. 8:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News. One more time before
just ask me.
Okay.
I know you guys would give me back in a second on some days, I tell you. I said to Eric, I'm like, I'm
never, come on.
Nah.
Once in a while.
You're grown in now.
Okay,
You're an ingrown.
too late.
You're an ingrown now. You're an ingrown.
She just called you an
Never
ingrown
mind.
toenail.
In some ways, that's a compliment.
Okay. Eastbound on 94, we got some backups from 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound side basically is going to be slow from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Those are really the main delays. Got one little tap of the brakes between about Burleigh down towards Center Street on 43 southbound. And we still have that accident northbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Milwaukee County District Attorney Kent Lovern joins us in studio.
Well, certainly at a community level, there's still a great concern about violent crime as it pertains to gun violence, certainly, and also what I view as violent crime, which includes the reckless driving. We have to have a strong response to those types of crime.
On the Political Power Hour.
Flesh out strong response for me.
When I say strong response, it means jail or prison, depending on the facts and circumstances of the case.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Never a better time to experience Pella in person and have your questions answered. You can visit Pella at the Nary Spring Home Improvement Show coming up February 14th through the 16th. And when you're there, find out why Pella has the best wood warranty in the industry. Learn about the incredible design team with an ability to customize windows to match your unique home, and how Pella's professional installers work fast and year-round. And it's pretty good timing. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin now offering windows as low as $22 a month, doors as low as $89 a month. You have no worries thanks to Pella's 10-year installation warranty. You book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a complimentary Design Works consultation and Pella Care inspection. February 14th through the 16th, the Nary Spring Home Improvement Show. Windows as low as $22 a month, doors as low as $89 a month. Visit PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
First Stage is bringing a groundbreaking new musical to life. The world premiere of Emily's Song and the Queen of the Night by Marcus Yee runs from January 31st to February 16th at the Marcus Performing Arts Center's Todd Weir Theater. Perfect for families and kids ages 7 to 17, in this musical adventure, a young girl discovers her voice is her superpower, and she'll need it to save her loved ones and New York City. Don't wait and get your tickets now at firststage.org.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 39 degrees today and low down to 19. Pretty quiet weather here. Through Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 27. If you want a forecast, though, it was Groundhog Day on Tuesday.
All right, so we already know what the forecast is.
Yes, absolutely. And at our Milwaukee County Zoo...
This is Groundhog Day, so happy Groundhog Day, everyone. Woo!
Okay, it was Groundhog Day, but it wasn't groundhogs.
Last year we tried penguins. This year we're going to go with goats.
All right. Okay. We knew this was coming.
It's
the executive director at Milwaukee County Zoo, Amos Morris, talking about what the drill was going to be. They released 72 goats to a media-only audience there at the Milwaukee County Zoo. So they say their goats range in age from 2 to 11 years old. The oldest are Jared and Alyssa, if you needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's all this build-up. Okay, are they going to see their shadow? And here we go.
It's time. Bring out the goats.
Okay, so anyway, these goats come out and nothing happens, and they're kind of off in the way, and I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
So ultimately, so what happened, right? Do we have early spring, Eric?
They did not see their shadow because it was overcast on Sunday.
Which you probably could have seen by looking out your window.
So we didn't really need
that
the goats
declaration
to do it.
was made.
We didn't even set it up that way either. Thanks, Mother Nature. Okay. So
I guess we're done here.
I wish someone would just tell the zoo, you don't have to do it. No one's forcing you to do this stuff. It sounds like they're just really not into it.
At this point, what are they going to have next year? A snake?
It'll have to be something different.
One snake comes. Right. It'll have to be something different. Thanks for today, WTMJ's Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. Up next.
No shadow. Early spring.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Air Wisconsin expects to significantly reduce its workforce once its partnership with American Airlines ends. The Appleton-based airline told the state it plans to cut 513 jobs when that agreement comes to an end April 3rd. The cuts include workers at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport, a Wisconsin